This is your home for the Trojans. Girard Sports Live.
Snap and leans forward, and that's touchdown number 4 for Scott Moore.
Girard Sports Live is presented by Pregame, your community technology partner. Learn more at ckt.net.
Looks, throw over to Adolph, quickly down inside, wrap around Bowman, found herself in the right place, foul, and the bucket!
He'll try a 3 and hits. Adolph with it up top, being guarded by Gass. Girard down the lane, off the glass, and good. Nice instinct by Adolph to just take it to the bucket.
Fielded on the short hop, fires this one across. Able to throw the runner out by a step and a half.
Pitch to the outside to Ashbacher. Gets a good block on the outside, and he's in for the touchdown.
It's time for the Trojans. On your home for Girard High School Athletics. Girard Sports Live. Girard Sports Live.
And good Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the weekend and welcome to week number 6 of the Kansas high school football season as your Girard Trojans make the trip west and a long ways north up to Coffee County and Burlington for a matchup with the Wildcats here in week number 2 of district play. BJ Harris along with you, alongside me, Jess Murphy and Dominic Santiago, as we settle in here to Wildcat Stadium in Burlington and get ready for this one. The Trojans and the Burlington Wildcats. Burlington struggling just a little bit up here in this conference. The Trojans have kind of been up and down all season long, but most recently up as they knocked off Iola 41-7 last Friday night on senior night. And picking up that first win in district play, Ben Colin paced the Trojans with 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, and 24-yard touchdown pass as well to Trent Ognabeni. Running back Junior Love rushed for 136 yards and a touchdown, and then defensively, Gavin Huber and Adrian Newton each had interceptions. We'll talk more about that win over Iola in just a little bit as we roll on through the pregame show. Burlington Wildcats, they're coming in here at 1-4. They're 0-1 in district play. Wildcats dropped a tough one to the rival, the Anderson County Bulldogs, 14-17 last Friday night, so they're 0-1 in district play, and as I mentioned, 1-4 on the season. Burlington has dropped 3 straight, including a 13-48 loss at Prairie View, and then a 35-0 loss to Baldwin, an upstart Baldwin team that'll have their hands full with Santa Fe Trail later on today. The only win on the season for Burlington, coming back on week number 2, a 45-7 win over Osawatomie. Should be a fairly good matchup, should be an opportunity for the Trojans to continue to stay unbeaten in district play, but you've got to go on the road and you've got to play your type of football. We'll break more of that down here as we roll on through the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. Going to be a beautiful night for high school football here in Burlington. The sun's going to set behind us. It's one of the nice settings, one of the nicest stadiums in 3A football as well. We'll talk more about that and get ready for this one. The Trojans in their road whites, their longest road trip of the year, and an opportunity to go to 2-0 in district play when we continue here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. Don't forget, Girard Sports Live has been and always hopefully will be brought to you by Crocan, your community technology partner. Don't get bit by slow speeds and high prices. Get Gigabit, the fastest internet in Southeast Kansas with Crocan. To learn more, go to ruralfiber.org or see everything Crocan has to offer at ckt.net. And, of course, we are in the midst of the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. We'll talk more about that. We'll bring in Jess Murphy, get his take on things, and get you ready for kickoff here from this one, the Trojans and the Wildcats tonight right here on Girard Sports Live.
Today we're going to do an experiment to see just how fast Crawlcan's multi-gig internet is. In your email, you'll find 2 links. When I say go, click on the first link to download the 500 gigabyte test file. Go! Okay, now when I say go, click on the second link in your email to upload the file. Go! I guess it really does eclipse all other internet.
Release the Crawcan. Monstrous multi-gig speeds for a low, no-nonsense price.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust. Federally insured, locally awesome. Member FDIC.
Tries to make something out of nothing. The Trojans all over him. It's going to be a big loss.
A Trojan sack means $2 short stacks at Eastside Cafe. Kick off your day with a hearty breakfast or take that midday break at Eastside Cafe. And this fall, when the Trojans get a sack, you get $2 short stacks the following day. Dine in only. Restrictions apply. Eastside Cafe, a favorite of the 4 states winner. Go Trojans from Eastside Cafe.
You've heard go big or go home. At Big Iron Auctions, you can go big from home. With thousands of pieces of equipment, active auctions, bidding at your convenience, and an easy-to-use site, BigIronAuctions.com can help you grow big. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 to see how Big Iron Auctions can help grow your operation. Bid now, list now at BigIronAuctions.com.
It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Chicken Annie's Girard. When you're facing a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Catering and carry out from Chicken Annie's Girard. When an onion ring craving is too much to bear, when the family's coming over and you weren't aware, it's Chicken Annie's Girard to the rescue. When there's 20, 30, 100 to feed, you need Chicken Annie's Girard indeed. A heroic value, superb flavor. When there's a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Chicken Annie's Girard.
Welcome back out here to Wildcats Stadium. PJ Harris along with you, alongside me, Jess Murphy, as we settle in here for the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show. Community National Bank, serving the area for over 30 years. Stop in soon, pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more online at mybankcmb.com. The 3-2 Trojans, 1-0 in district play. The 1-4 Wildcats, 0-1 in district play. Trojans coming off a 41-7 lopsided win over Iola last Friday night on senior night. And Jess will bring you in here to the conversation a little bit. And you were a chance to see them play last week. Iola down just a little bit, but the Trojans still got to come out and execute. And it looks like they did what they needed to do to get the win.
Yeah, Girard just flat put it to them, BJ. They come out, punched them in the mouth right off the get-go, and did everything they needed to do to execute. Couple turnovers on defense. Did not turn the ball over on offense. Special teams was perfect. I mean, and just a perfect recipe to how to win a ball game.
Ben Collin, 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 through the air, and starting to see his maturation a little bit at the quarterback position here in his first year as a starter.
Yeah, and Daryl and I talked early in the season. That's going to be a big key to the Trojans' success this year, is just his decision making on the field and knowing that it's okay to take a negative play every now and then and just save the possession, and Ben's progressed wonderfully.
And then offensively continuing, Junior Love, 136 yards on the ground and a touchdown. They'll need a big night tonight from Junior Love.
Yeah, and I took a lot of flack from comparing him to maybe number 32 for the Raiders back in my day, and I was just comparing running styles, BJ, because Junior runs the ball hard, but he runs straight up and down, and you never see Junior ever get knocked backwards. He's always falling forward for an extra yard or two.
Trying to think of what player we could compare you to from the Raiders days. You're maybe more like John Madden.
I'm probably more comparable to the owner now in hairstyles.
And defensively, Blake Brokaw, the first quarter pump block, and then an Adam Basari recovery for a touchdown. So the Trojans jumped out 14-0, led 28-0 at halftime, and just never really looked back. And really what you're looking for now, we split the season up into parts. You have your regular season now with the way they do district play in 3A football. That's the second part of the season. Obviously, postseason would be the third session, but if you can start off 1-0 and build that confidence, the Trojans were coming off of a really tough and pretty disappointing loss to Frontenac at home the week before. So to bounce back, get a win, and now be unbeaten in the second half of this season.
Yeah, and Coach Philpott and I talked about that a couple weeks ago as well, but in the first week of districts, and that you're 100% right. It's a brand new season. You can go 0-3 or 4 early in the year, but you just can't hardly stub your toe from now on.
And for the Trojans, we'll talk more about this. Likely, and it'll be one of my keys of the game is you got to focus on tonight. Tonight's action is where you need to be, and it would be easy to look forward. You got homecoming festivities next week, and you've got the best team in this district coming into your place with Prairie View, and so you can't look forward. You want to be 2-0. You want them to be 2-0, and you want that to be as big a game as it possibly can be next week. You get a chance to watch that right here on Girard Sports Live. Burlington Wildcats, I mentioned, 1-4 on the season, 0-1 in district play, and they fell in a tough one to Anderson County. Anderson County, not world beaters right now either, and so 1-4 and 0-1, and they're going to be led by Sean Motts, a sophomore quarterback. He's about 25 to 36, 200 yards through the air. Not a very big runner because he gets to turn around and hand it off to his brother, Alex Motts, and he's on the season certainly their leading carrier. He'll be number 7 on your screen, 50 carries on the year, just over 250 yards and 6 touchdowns. And so the Motts brothers will be the factor. And when you come in for the Trojans and you kind of know that, it does allow you to prepare a little differently and be ready to stop those 1 and 2 options.
Yeah, when I was standing down there on the field with them talking, the younger Motts brother, the quarterback, he just kind of looks like a high school kid, but his older brother, BJ, he's a dude. You can just tell by the look, and man, does he pass the eye test.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of size at places. They've also got some speed around the horn, and so we'll see how that matches up. And, again, I think the Trojans, if they can just kind of keep them in front of them, they'll have an opportunity to certainly get a victory here tonight. But, 5'7", 170, kind of that stocky build, and Alex Motts. And so they'll be wrapping up and taking care of the fundamentals defensively to not let that big play. You're on the road, and you can let some of those things get away from you, and you let a team like Burlington get that confidence. It can be a long night for the Trojans. Trojans have traditionally not had their best games up here in Burlington. You need to stop that here tonight.
And you talked about it, BJ. That's probably about the longest bus ride they're going to have of the regular season. If we make it into the playoffs, sometimes we get to go a little bit further. But, there again, I don't want to give all my keys to the game too early, but you got to get off the bus.
Yeah, be ready to go here, and it's a little bit warm here to start things off, but the sun's going to set behind us. The field is almost nearly completely in shade and should be, by the time the sun sets here behind us, a pretty nice night. It'll start out in the 80s where it is about right now and settle into the mid-60s by the time we get out of here. So a classic night. Wish we were faced the other way a little bit to watch that beautiful Kansas sunset, but I bet we peek around here and get a chance to see it. Plenty more to talk about here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show, including our area matchups. We'll do those next. Still got your keys to the game that Murph talked about and their starting lineups all still to come here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show on Girard Sports Live.
Here at Pittsburgh Interiors, we are proud to be family owned and operated, serving our community with quality style and service since 1999. Step into our showroom and explore furniture, flooring, window treatments, mattresses, and more. Whether you're designing a dream home, office, or simply just adding that finishing touch, our expert team is here to help. Discover why families and businesses have trusted us for over 25 years. Pittsburgh Interiors, where style meets comfort and family comes first.
At Girard Medical Center, we're more than a hospital. We're your hometown healthcare team. From family medicine and emergency care to lab services, surgery, imaging, and beyond, we're here when you need us. Compassionate care close to home. To learn more about our high-quality care and everything that we have to offer, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com, preserving traditions for those who follow.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, The professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Trojan fans can find us at 408B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the Four-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
Welcome back out here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show on Girard Sports Live. BJ Harris, Jess Murphy, and Dominic Santiago up here in Wildcat land. Burlington getting ready for this district matchup. Time for our area matchups brought to you by Diskins Auto and Towing, 120 East Forest Avenue in downtown Girard. You know where they're at, that big old sign there on the north side of the square. Diskins offers 24-hour towing. It can repair all makes and models. To learn more, contact Jason there. Diskins Auto and Towing, 620-724-8100. And Murph, matchups here around the area to talk about. This is the only one we really care about, but we'll talk about Columbus 1-4 against Riverton 2-3. A pretty good rivalry matchup right there, and probably a pick'em game if I was guessing on that. But it's home in Columbus, so you got to like the Titans maybe a little bit.
Maybe Riverton, I got to see them firsthand. I haven't got to see Columbus since the Jamboree. Yeah, 50-50, flip a coin, BJ.
Baxter Springs is at Frontenac. Baxter 2-3, Frontenac 4-1. Got to like the Raiders' chances to remain on their trajectory in that district. Galena 3-2 against Cherryville 2-3. The Bulldogs have improved a little bit off of a year ago when they weren't quite as good, but 3-2, that's a tough one. Pittsburgh makes the long trip up the state line and just across over to Smithville, Missouri. Purple Dragons 2-3 on the year and have taken a few games on the chin here of late. Colgan Panthers 5-0 against Jayhawk Lynn and hosting them. Jayhawk Lynn's 3-2. That 5-0 record is different than that 3-2 record, certainly, but Colgan here over their district play is just not going to really get them prepared much for the playoffs, but they may not need that preparation.
Well, their league play sure gets them ready for their district play if you want to look at it that way. But yeah, Colgan's good. They're as advertised.
Parsons 2-3 against Neodesha, who's 4-1. That would be a big feather in the cap for Neodesha to beat up on Parsons. We'll see if that happens. Anderson County's 3-2 at Prairie View 4-1. And, Anderson County at that 3-2 record coming off a win over this Burlington team, but Prairie View's got one of the best running backs in Eastern Kansas, and we're getting a chance to see him next week. So Prairie View hosting that one, like them to stay unbeaten as well, probably.
Yeah, Prairie View's, that dude, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. He's the real deal, and Prairie View will give every team on this side of the state all they want, I do believe.
I bet you know his name by this time next week. Iola 1-4 against Osawatomie, also here in this district competition as well. And so that's a look at your area matchups brought to you by our friends at Diskins Auto and Towing. Girard Trojans, just to set the scene once again, coming in here at 3-2. They are 1-0 in district play. The way that works is you get into that district, you want to be the top one in there, but if you're the number 2 team, you still get a chance to move on into the playoffs. And so we will see if that continues. And like I said, I want to see that big ramp up to that big matchup next week at home on homecoming and really try to be one of those games where you're probably not going to be the favorite on the paper in that one, but you can always win that upset game at home on homecoming. And here I am doing one of my keys, is looking forward to next week. But we've got to focus here on the Wildcats. This Wildcat team, Murph, is they've got some of those players. We mentioned Alex Motts, and we mentioned Sean Motts, the quarterback running back tandem. Watching film also, Tate Stahl, tight end. He's got some speed, a freshman, little bitty guy, 5'8", 140. But if he gets out there on the edge, we've seen some of those. When I was watching film on Burlington, they did have some big chunk plays. And you can kind of see that in their score sheet a little bit, where it was 31-7, where they got that one big 7 points off a big play. So limit those big plays, and you're going to have a really good chance. And I think this is an opportunity for the Trojans to build on last week and really build on the previous 5 weeks and try to say, okay, here's who we are right now. And oftentimes that's the key for this part of the season, and to make a run towards the playoffs is you change a lot as a team from, boot camp into the first weeks of the season through the first few games, and you take a few lumps, you learn stuff about yourself there. You win a few big games, you learn things about yourself there. And this, I think, week 6 is a really chance to put a flag in the ground and go, this is who we are.
BJ, and you fell 100% right there. There's so many different things you can change throughout the year. You can come in the year thinking you're a big bruising type, and next thing you know, hey, we need to spread things out. We need to run some more misdirections. We need to be a little more trickery. But defensively, you got to know who you are. And I think the Trojans need to settle down defensively, not let anybody behind them, and just figure out how to tackle better.
There should be a pretty good game plan for the Burlington Wildcats is get out there on those linebackers and try to get in their face. If you can limit Blake Brocobb and Ledstrom, you'll have a chance really to run against this Trojan team, but those guys will certainly have something to say about that. Trojans are headed towards the locker room for their last break as they walk in those white-on-whites with that crimson helmet. And we will take our next break. We'll come back. We'll get Murph's keys of the game. We'll go through our starting lineups, and we'll be that much closer to kickoff here in this one. The Trojans and the Wildcats tonight here on Girard Sports Live.
Prairie Mission Retirement Village. People caring about people in the loving spirit of Christ. Spacious apartments made to feel like home, and a loving, caring, experienced staff. That's the Prairie Mission difference. A continuing retirement community promoting person-centered care with an on-site clinic from Labette Health and offering independent living apartments, assisted living, and long-term care, all with the respect and care our loved ones deserve. Prairie Mission Retirement Village, St. Paul, 620-449-2400.
Producers Cooperative Association is the area leader in providing quality agricultural products, services, and markets. PCA has what you need to maximize your operation with a full-service agronomy department, grain origination, handling and storage, bulk fuels and lubricants, propane, a jam-packed farm store, and livestock feeds in bulk or bagged. PCA is proud to call Girard home and to support Trojan athletics. Stop by or see more online at pcacoop.com.
Every day, people are discovering that bigger isn't better, better is better. Big box stores continue to disappoint. You have spoken, and we have been listening. You want a great selection with dependable service at a competitive price. We understand, and that's what we bring to you every day. We know that we have to work hard to earn your business, and we will. Bigger isn't better, better is better at Heidrich's, Fort Scott, and Girard.
A partner in your fields and in your success. That's what you get with Murphy Seed. Channel seedsman Matt Murphy knows your field and can recommend the elite seed products designed to perform in your area, maximizing the profitability of every acre. And now Matt's care for farmers goes beyond seed as an agent for the new 4-state Farm and Ranch. From the best inputs available to the protection you need, call Murphy Seed at 620-249-6419. Your partner at every stage. Matt Murphy at Murphy Seed.
Siebert back to pass. Lehman diving for the end zone, and they get the listing. Lehman passes off to Siebert on the far wing. Siebert the lob, and Lehman with the alley-oop dunk to close the deal. Lehman a hard hit ball to left field. Siebert is at the wall, and they close another one. Lehman Realty with another big-time win. Lehman Realty, proud to support the Girard Trojans.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Empty field out there at Wildcat Stadium. Just the Zebras figuring out their plan in this one right now. The boys have all went back in the locker room, their final preparations. They get ready to come out here. Sun's setting off here. We got this mid-October day, and it should be classic Kansas football weather. The heat has kind of waned and been there, and now we're hoping to get into the fall. It is PSU homecoming weekend. We've got Girard homecoming next weekend, and we want to make sure you all come out and enjoy the parade. Yours truly gets to MC the parade. I'm trying to talk Murph into live streaming it for us. We'll see if you can get that done.
We'll see.
We'll see. But regardless, I'll be down there. It'll be exciting, celebrating the class of 2000's 25th class reunion. Can you believe that? We're into the 2000s for what, just so you're keeping track at home, folks. I feel old. So should half of our audience right now, I would suspect. So it'll be a fun weekend down in Girard next weekend. Greg Scott, the Chamber of Commerce, and their events committee doing a great job putting together a nice weekend. They'll have festivities on a Friday night at the game as well, including Hall of Fame inductions. We'll bring that to you in its entirety next Friday night. I hear we'll have some audience from Maine and Vermont perhaps watching on that one for whoever's going into the Hall of Fame. And so looking forward to that. And then this weekend, as I mentioned, Pittsburgh State homecoming parade tomorrow at 9 a.m., I believe. And then the Gorillas welcome in the Ichabods of Washburn for that tilt. The Gorillas on the come a little bit. They should be right there in the mix towards the end of the season if they can avoid kind of a classic misstep that we've seen them do at this point in the season over the last few years, where that game they shouldn't have lost, they do lose. And hopefully they'll guard against that and have a really nice festive homecoming day tomorrow for the Gorillas. But our focus is here tonight on this Burlington team. And so as it is, let's go ahead and take a look at our Keys of the Game, Murph, if you're ready for that. Keys of the Game are brought to you by our boys at Evans Motors. Get the keys to your next ride with a stop at Evans Motors. Nate and Eddie have decades of experience getting folks into the right car, truck, van, or SUV. And they want to find the right one for you and your family. Stop by and see them at the intersection of Highway 69 and 400 just south of Pittsburgh, or see their full selection online at evansmotors.net. Keys of the game tonight, Murphy.
Yeah, BJ, I don't want to leave it generic, but it's turnovers, control the possession of the clock, and but the big thing is, and we touched about it just a little bit, is get off the bus. You got to start fast. It's a 2-hour bus ride up here. They've been here for a couple hours already, so it's been 4 hours. It's just, how it is when you travel this far up here and you're not used to doing a lot of long travel road games. It's the focus is how you get started. Could it be the coin flip that you actually want the ball this time if we win the coin flip? I don't know. I don't know, BJ, but the main keys to winning this game is tackling. You can't let these Burlington kids behind you. Burlington's going to want to air it out and get to the corners and make a few big plays. You got to tackle, and Blake Brokob's one of the best in the state at making those tackles, but the D-line in front of him have to keep him free, and they're again pretty generic, but you just got to play the game of football.
Sometimes the way you get off the bus and how you handle yourself once you get to the venue, and coaches may admit this or not, but their work is done. I mean, at that point, they've done all the things they can do. Now, certainly they have to coach once the whistle starts, but kind of that interim time when you get off the bus and you come out here and warm up, that's your captains, that's your leaders, making sure you set the tone. And then this little meeting, like I just mentioned, if we watched them go to the locker room a little bit ago, that's that opportunity to re-ramp it up. You have measured your testosterone levels a little bit to make sure you're not completely out of your mind early in the night. And then you come out here measured and ready to go, but prepared to bring that energy up high to start the game so you don't let them sneak one on you early on in this game. I really do think the Trojans are the better team in this matchup. I watched games back-to-back. I watched some Burlington film. I watched some Girard film from the last few weeks. And on paper and watching them play, and the playmakers that the Trojans have are more consistent and likely better athletically. Certainly a little bit more matured and some playing time. This Burlington team's pretty young. As we go through these starting lineups in a moment, you'll probably notice that. So we will see how that plays and those keys go. And you're cliche. I'm as cliche as ever, and it's always up front. And we will watch that tonight of where that line of scrimmage goes. You can do it at home as well. I tell my girls when we're watching a Chiefs game, watch up front. And do you see that line up there? I pointed out on the TV. Do you see it going forward or backwards? And that can really tell you all you need to know about how a football game's going to go. And we will see how that goes here tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineups as well. The Trojans are actually, we'll do our starting lineups when we come back. We'll go through those and get you a little bit closer to kickoff. We're about 15 minutes away from this one. You're watching the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show on Girard Sports Live, presented by Croc-In.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, studying animal science or learning about farm and ranch management. Maybe you belong here as part of Helms Hoops on the hardwood. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
More than just your neighborhood pharmacy, Mathis Drug is your hometown partner in health. With pharmacist Bria Scheibe and an experienced, highly trained staff, Mathis Drug is ready to serve you. And now, Mathis Drug offers comprehensive compounding, which is one of the few pharmacies in Southeast Kansas with this convenient on-site service. From medications to expert advice, call 620-261-9779. Mathis Drug Store, where community and care come together.
Hi, do you offer insurance bundling?
Enter authentication code to start transaction.
Where would I get the code?
Please enter code.
Okay. Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Wrong.
Let's talk about bundling and see if there are other ways for you to save with a super check.
That sounds great.
Here, take a look.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Call Judd, Lori, Jenny, or Amber in Girard today.
Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, outstanding in their field. Call's carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Call's continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call's Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
Welcome to Homestead of Girard, assisted and independent living right here in our hometown. At Homestead, seniors enjoy compassionate care in a community designed for comfort. Licensed professionals provide support with daily activities, dressing, bathing, and medication management. Residents enjoy home-cooked meals and the comfort of their own private apartment. Call 620-724-6760 to schedule your tour today. Homestead of Girard, senior living with compassion, comfort, and community.
Welcome back, everyone, out here to Burlington, Kansas. Burlington High School, home of the Wildcats, getting set for this district matchup between the 3-2 Girard Trojans, the 1-4 Burlington Wildcats. BJ Harris with you alongside me, Jess Murphy, Dominic Santiago. Got a full slate of games across our network tonight, varsitysportslive.com. You can go in there and see what all we've got going on. Games in Paola, Spring Hill, Lewisburg, Baldwin, Columbus, Pittsburgh High at Smithville. We mentioned those in our pregame area matchups. Baldwin against Santa Fe Trail, Tonganoxie hosting Vassar Linwood tonight. That's probably a pretty good one to go tune to. If you got two TVs, have that one and this one on there if you want to. But across our network, again, varsitysportslive.com. Thanks to all the sponsors. Certainly thanks to all the Girard sponsors who help support this idea from its inception and has allowed us to grow and continue to provide this type of service across eastern Kansas. Time for our starting lineups brought to you by the Jagged Edge. Trojans will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at the Jagged Edge. Stylist Carlos Sands will have you looking your very, very best for your next big game. Make an appointment soon by calling 620-724-7500. It's funny that two guys as follically challenged as us have a hair salon as one of our sponsors, so we've saved so much money over the years on hair care. We'll start this one. We'll take a look at the Trojan defense matching up against that Burlington offense here tonight. And we'll start with Burlington. Up front on the offensive line, it'll be the center, Brody Kitt, 6'2", 280 senior. Left guard is Colton Cooley, 6', 190, and a sophomore guard. You'll start to see a lot of sophomores on this roster as I read through here. Left tackle will be number 54, 5'6", 150-pound sophomore Case Burke. The tight end, when they go to a two tight end set, 6'3", 200-pound junior Tegan Smith. The other side of the offensive line, right guard, number 66, 6', 200-pound sophomore Lane Workentine. And then the right tackle, number 77, Caden Hawkins, 6'3", 260. So a little bit of beef on that right side, a little undersized on the left side of the line, Murph. That'll be something to watch here tonight. 66, 77, probably their best players. Actually, their center, 73, when I was watching, probably the best offensive lineman on the field. And then they typically have number 12 starting Talis Sharp, but he is out injured. And so they will replace him with a freshman, Tate Stahl, 5'8", 140, number 21. But he's one of those speedsters, a guy to watch out on the edge. Quarterback for the Wildcats is number 4, Sean Mott, 5'9", 135, and just a sophomore. And then the running backs, number 30, 6', 185, Logan Turner, a junior. And number 7, we mentioned him quite a bit here in the pregame show, Alex Motts, 5'7", 170. He'll be a catalyst for them. And then when they run kind of an inverted wishbone look, their tailback will be number 22, a 6', 190-pound senior Hunter Colt. Going against them on the other side for the Trojans, defensive line, up front be Caleb Humble, 5'8", 240-pound senior tackle, will be wearing number 70. The other tackle, number 53, Owen Murphy, 5'9", 155, and a senior. National anthem, we'll turn it over here to the Burlington Marching Band. Small but mighty marching band there from Burlington High School. We're going through our starting lineups brought to you by the Jagged Edge. We will continue along that defensive line for the Trojans. One defensive end, Gannon Clark, 6'3", 190, a senior, number 2. And then the other one, Junior Love, number 8, 6', 180. They hit that second level. Linebacker, Blake Brokaw, mentioned him, one of the leaders on this team, 5'11", 155, and a junior. And number 59, Liam Lidstrom, a 6'1", 175-pound junior. The safety, Aiden Nashlocker, number 21, a 5'9", 140-pound senior. And then on the edges, Corbin Bowen, 5'8", 130, and a junior wearing number 10. And then Aiden Newton, 5'10", 135, and a senior wearing number 4. Those are your starting lineups brought to you by the Jagged Edge. Now it's time for our Chamber of Commerce connection. Mentioned that a little bit ago, but it's time for the community connection brought to you by the Girard Area Chamber of Commerce. Mark your calendars for Homecoming and Fall Festival 2025. October 17th and 18th coming up next week, and a full weekend of fun and fellowship right here in our hometown. Girard events celebrating the community. For more information, go to girardchamber.com. Opening kickoff is right around the corner when we return on Girard Sports Live.
How is it so fast?
With Crawcan's multi-gig internet, you can experience monstrous speeds for every device in your home or business at the same time for a low, no-nonsense price.
Selling equipment can be a hassle, whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire. The time and energy needed to clean, prep, promote, and sell seems daunting. That's why you need Tyler Jackman and Big Iron Auctions. From one piece to the whole farm, Big Iron Auctions can deliver your items to more than 750,000 registered bidders. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 or learn more at BigIronAuctions.com.
Tries to make something out of nothing. The Trojans all over him. It's going to be a big loss.
The Trojan sack means $2 short stacks at Eastside Cafe. Kick off your day with a hearty breakfast or take that midday break at Eastside Cafe. And this fall, when the Trojans get a sack, you get $2 short stacks the following day. Dine in only. Restrictions apply. Eastside Cafe, a favorite of the 4 states winner. Go Trojans from Eastside Cafe.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. It's Chicken Annie's Girard. When you're facing a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Catering and carry out from Chicken Annie's Girard. When an onion ring craving is too much to bear, when the family's coming over and you weren't aware, it's Chicken Annie's Girard to the rescue. When there's 20, 30, 100 to feed, you need Chicken Annie's Girard indeed. A heroic value, superb flavor. When there's a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Chicken Annie's Girard.
I was raised in a small town, and there was a lot of people who took time to invest in me. And so when we decided to open up our offices, we want to make sure that we're pouring back into the community that's giving to us. We care. We want to be involved. We want to have a passion for what you have a passion for. We want to be able to give back. And that's the foundation. That's why we're more than just insurance.
Welcome back out here, Burlington High School. DJ Harris, Jess Murphy, Dominic Santiago here on Girard Sports Live tonight. Week number 6 of the high school football season. Week number 1 of district competition. Time for opening kickoff, brought to you by our good friends at Farmers Bank. Farmers Bank is proud to have helped the hometown and development of the communities they serve. Farmers Bank is looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank with locations in Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul, and Girard. Of course, don't forget to check out all of our replays tonight, brought to you by Challenger Construction. We see those as we roll on through the evening. Zebras finishing out here, letting the clock run. Again, full slate across our network, varsitysportslive.com. Be sure to like and subscribe to Girard Sports Live to know every time we go on the air with the Trojans. And we've often running here in the fall season. Obviously, we'll have a full winter schedule and spring schedule coming your way as well. Murph, Trojans just need to keep it all on the rails here tonight. Should be able to get out of Coffee County and sneak back down to the real corner of Kansas.
I tell you, BJ, I'm 50 years old, buddy, and I get goosebumps. Look at here, I get goosebumps for a Friday night football game. It's just crazy.
Yeah, when that stops happening, check your pulse.
Yeah, man, and you're 100% right. Trojans, get off the bus. I believe Burlington won the toss. They elected to receive, so it just fits right into our game plan. I mean, we're winning to start this game already.
Yeah, you get a chance to play that defense. Oftentimes you'll defer, so defense is out there first. And I've always said that, defense can set the tone of a game. Offense can play off that oftentimes. You don't always see that go the other direction. Even a big play on offense doesn't always translate to defense, but a lot of energy coming from your defense early on will really translate into the offensive side of the ball. So,
and it gives you a chance for a 2 for coming out of halftime right here.
Seth Poling going to kick it away. Back deep to receive was Stahl on the near side, but it'll go to the far side and bounce, mishandled. And then Trojans have a chance to get down there and gobble him up. On the return there by Caleb Burke. Burke, the 5'10 sophomore. And I mentioned in the starting lineups, you can see it running down through this roster here. Freshmen and sophomores get a lot of playing time for the Burlington Wildcats. And that may be a reflection of that 1-4 record.
Sometimes that's how you build a program, though, BJ. You know, Burlington, normally speaking, has a dude. I mean, they got some speed in this town.
So it'll be first down and 10 for the Wildcats from the 11-yard line. 16-yard line to start this drive. Quarterback Motts will be in a short shotgun with Alex Motts to his right. Mishandled snap. He'll pull it down. A little bit of a busted play, and then Brokaw cleared it up. It was in the running lane's Ledstrom, and there's those two linebackers doing their job right from the start.
Yep. That means the D-line was engaged with the O-line and letting them linebackers run free.
A little bit of a busted play. They were able to get something going forward at least and picked up 3 yards. Mishandled snap led to what could have been a big play to start this one for the Trojans. 2 wide receivers on the far side, 2 to the near side. No tight ends. And Motts. Well, that's a great line. I'm glad they got that. High snap to Motts and a big hole right up the middle for Alex Motts, and that was wide open. And it is a gain of 14 from the 20 all the way up to just shy of the 35-yard line.
Burlington's offensive line opened up a great big hole. Motts is able to exploit it, but good job there by safety Aiden Ashbacher to come in and make a tackle to eliminate a great big play.
2 plays, 2 runs, one by the quarterback, one by the running back, up to the 34-yard line. First down and 10 for the Wildcats. Alex Motts a little bit limping in the slot to the near side where they got trips near side with a tight end far side. Shotgun for Motts. Straight read option for the quarterback, and he'll dive forward. He'll fall forward for a couple, maybe 3 for 4 yards all the way up. Well, they end up getting 5. Got a heck of a spot from where he went down. And it will be a gain of 4 for Motts on first down.
And just like you talked about earlier, BJ, if you watch the offensive line of the Burlington Wildcats, they're getting a good jump off the snap and pushing the defenders back.
Coming to this right side on that play, and I mentioned that's where some of the size is. A big fella out there for them, number 77, Hawkins, 6'3", 260. Humble's got his work cut out for him. The direct snap to Alex Motts, the running back, and he'll dive forward. He'll have a first down, I believe. Sticks that ball out there, maybe just short. And it will be just short of a first down, just short of the 45-yard line. Bring up a third down and very short. It's nothing fancy about that. Just direct snap to the running back.
Bill Snyder kind of made that famous at K-State, play 11 on 11.
Wide receiver far side, 2 to the near side. And the slot is Stahl, the freshman we mentioned, with some speed. New running back to the right of Motts. He'll roll near side, looking pretty well covered down the field. Nothing coming. Now pressure coming from Humble. He'll flushed out. Brokaw able to dive. He'll get the first down, but just barely. And that was almost a big play as he escapes out the backside. He'll pick up 2 yards and enough for a Wildcat first down.
And another great job by the Trojan defensive backs to have nowhere for that quarterback to throw it. And the pressure finally flushed him, but still enough for the Burlington first down.
Yeah, I looked downfield as that was developing just to see, and that was really well covered at every level. They had a guy in the short, guy in the medium, and one going deep, and everybody was covered down the field. Balance set, 2 wide receivers to each side. Quarterback Motts will tie his shoe. To his left side will be Hunter Cole. And Cole, one of the leading rushers on this team, will get the dive near side, finds a little bit of a gap, and they're blocking that pretty well at the point of attack. Trojans tackle made by Owen Murphy, able to get back on that one, but not before a gain of nearly 6 on first down.
Just a trap play there, BJ. I think the guards pull and linebackers will start reading that guard and know which hole to fill here later in the game, I hope.
That's that matchup for 77 here on the near side, Murph. No tight ends, 4 wide, 3 to the near side, 1 soloed up to the top of your screen. Man, a illegal procedure. Going to call offsides actually against the Trojans. So a free flag will give them another first down. Difficult penalty there. They were going to be throwing it on second down and medium, and needed 4, got 5 on the penalty and a first down.
Must bend to not break here defensively, BJ. You can be good, as long as you're good inside the 20s, it really doesn't matter what the other team does outside the 20s.
You wanted ball control for the Trojans. That's exactly what Burlington's delivering here to the Trojans. 3 wide receivers near side, tight end far side. Motts in that long shotgun. Running back just to his left. He'll send Alex Motts in motion. He'll keep it. And a big first down play for the Trojans. Nothing doing as Odebeni, along with Oshbacher, going to be the first 2 guys there and limit him to a no gain on first down and bring up second down and 10.
That time the Trojan D-line held their ground, and the linebackers was able to come in and clean that up. And that's just what we was talking about, BJ, able to control the point of attack on the line of scrimmage.
Trying to take advantage of the second down and long now for the Trojans. It's likely in 4-down territory here if you're Burlington. You kept this ball long enough and you'd like to see yourself keep the drive alive. Let's spread them out once again. Tight end near side. That is Tegan Smith. And now another illegal procedure. And delay a game. Oof. Tough break there. They did seem to be taking their time getting back to the line of scrimmage on that one, but a tough break there after the stop on first down and now a 5-yard penalty going the other way for Burlington. Trojan defense with an opportunity here.
Yeah, Burlington's showed me so far early in the game, BJ, they're not built to run behind the chains. They like 3 yards in a cloud of dust here early.
Second down and 15. Roll out near side Motts. Trojans giving chase. Now Brokop coming out and they wrapped him up and brought down, but it's going to be a holding penalty. Likely could be defensive holding against the Trojans. I actually do think that's what it's going to end up being here against Owen Murphy, perhaps. See what they end up calling here. It is going to be holding against the Trojans. Murphy got tangled up with Alex Motts. Let's take a look at it and see if we can see where that may have taken place here on the Challenger Construction instant replay. 53, the guilty party, as they'll mark off a big penalty here, and it was going to be a Blake Brokop sack. You see, he gets out there in coverage and just kind of brings him down. I think, Murphy may have thought he had the football and was making a tackle, but since it was a passing play, it's going to be a holding, and it isn't an automatic first down because of the 5-yard penalty and where it took place. Ball's loose, and they will fall on top of it, Will Motts. Trojan a pair of defensive penalties on this one, and the Wildcats with the one delay in game, but now looking at a 3rd down and 8.
If there's a big defensive play early in the game, BJ, this very possibly could be it right here.
Well, the way they've controlled this so far, it's going to shorten this game a little bit. Trojans want to play a similar style, so you're going to have less opportunities to score than in a traditional game. Running backs to either side, that he'll turn, handoff, straight dive, big hole, and he's going to be falling forward, and I think he got a real nice near side spot. Let's see if that holds. I think they're going to be, if it should be just short of the 33, and instead it's just on the 33. And that would be a first down if it's on the 33 from where that down marker sticks at.
Looks like they spotted up the 32.
Oh, 32, yep, you're right. No, that's at the 33.
Yeah, going the wrong way. It's not a 51-yard line, BJ.
Hey, easy. 2 tight ends. It's the big set with running backs to either side. It'll be Logan Turner to the right, and it's going to be direct snap here to Motts. No, 3 men in the backfield, rather, as Motts sneaks up under center. A timeout going to be taken by the Wildcats. Timeout on the field. We'll go ahead and take it along with you. And as head coach Cody Carlson takes that timeout. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Selling equipment can be a hassle, whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire. The time and energy needed to clean, prep, promote, and sell seems daunting. That's why you need Tyler Jackman and Big Iron Auctions. From one piece to the whole farm, Big Iron Auctions can deliver your items to more than 750,000 registered bidders. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 or learn more at BigIronAuctions.com.
Fourth down and 1. This is the 9th play of this drive, taking the penalties out of the mix. And as you mentioned, Murph, that last one is a big play. This one would be huge.
Yeah, you got to watch the football here, BJ. You can't bite on the hard count, give them a free one.
Motts will sink up under center, that inverted wishbone with two running backs in the front. The deep back is Turner. Quick hitter up the diamond. Is played perfection. Right down Broadway and sticks Alex Motts in a turnover on downs and the defense holds. Let's take a look at that replay in the play by Ashbacher here on the Challenger Construction instant replay. Ashbacher, he was an extra linebacker, came in the middle. He usually is a little bit deeper. He had walked up into that gap, and they did not have an account for him. They said, hey, block 55 and 59. Oh, no. Who's blocking 21? Nobody. And it's a first down for the Trojan offense after a long drive. 5:19 to go in this first quarter. So a 6-minute drive, turn, handoff, Love, near side, stiff arm at the 35, circling forward across the 40 up near the 42-yard line. And a nice run on first down for Junior Love. He'll pick up 7.
Good job there by the left side of that offensive line to seal a corner, but Junior is able to, there's one left unblocked, and Junior stiffed arm him to the ground for a big gain.
Give him 8 for number 8 on first down. Tight end near side, split out is Gannon Clark. Far side, Corbin Bowen. Wing to the near side is Ashbacher. Deep back Love, quarterback Ben Cullen, the junior. Fake the handoff, dropping, now rolling, lets it fly. He's got a man. He's got Clark out in the open flat at the 50. Across up to the 45-yard line and down and knocked it out of bounds at the 41. That's a 18-yard completion to Gannon Clark and a first down for the Trojans.
Yeah, good throw, good catch, but enough to play pass.
Clark's going to come all the way across the field from the near side. He'll streak over there, and they will find him in a nice play just in front of Stahl, the freshman, and a 1st and 10. Man in motion. Ashbacher toss sweep near side. He's got some blockers out in front of him. Got to use them, and he does. And then a nice play on the tackle by Logan Turner. And it could have been a much bigger play, but still a nice gain on first down up to the 35-yard line and a gain of 8. And penalty flag is out on this one. On the edge, could be holding. Trojans do not seem to be retreating. Maybe a face mask, actually. Yeah, it was a face mask on that tackle by Turner. And a free big play there for the Trojans, and they are chewing up yardage on this drive.
Yeah, the ball control part's not going to work when you're getting 8 or 10 yards every time you touch the football.
Face mask tacked onto that 8-yard run by Ashbacher will bring up a first down and 10 for the Trojans right at the 20-yard line. Two wings with Bowen and Ashbacher. Deep back is Love. Here's Colin. He'll take the snap, turn, handoffs up the middle. Love picking his way through. He'll pick up a couple. Going to get a little bit of help from some of his friends as Trojans out there. Murphy trying to help him along. It'll be a modest gain of 2. Brings up 2nd down and 8.
Good job there by Burlington's defensive line to kind of stand their ground right there and not give the Trojans anything.
Just across the 19. Less than a 2-yard gain. Ogdenbenny will split out to the far side. Clark, the tight end, near side. Ashbacher hard, goes in motion, and that just takes discipline. I 100% would have done that if I had played against that type of offense.
As 100% of the time, it works at least once in a football game.
That's hard. Hard to hold your hand on the ground. even though you learn everything, you can have Bob Caruso tell you 1,000 times to not move unless the ball moves, and sometimes it just doesn't stick. Ogdenbenny once again split far side. Same formation with Cullen 3 yards deep. Turn, handoff. Going to keep it himself. Ben Cullen picking his way forward. He'll have a first down across the 10, up near the 8-yard line. And moving the chains, it'll be first and goal for the Trojans from the 7. Let's take a look at Cullen's keeper on the right side. He had options. He probably could have stuck that one in there and put it in the belly of Love, because that was pretty well blocked, but a good read on keeping it as well. And he even had a pitch back out there. Well played for the Trojans. Ten-yard gain for Cullen. He'll stick it up there and then again, Love, big hard run by Junior Love up near the 2-yard line. He'll be second down and goal. Well, looks like just beyond the 2. Here with just 2:33 remaining in a fast-moving first quarter.
That time, nothing fancy by the Trojans, just right side off tackle, dive up the middle, mano a mano, and Trojans pushed forward.
We'll give him 7 on the run. One wide receiver near side, Ogdenbenny. Ashbacher in motion. Keeper by Cullen. Big body going forward, trying to lean for the end zone. And he's going to be in for a touchdown. Ben Cullen on a 2-yard scamper off the right side. And he'll punch it in, and the Trojans will take a 6-0 lead here with 2:06 to play in this first quarter. Poland will come on to kick the point after attempt. Ben Cullen. Snaps back, holds down, kick is on the way. And angling to the right, and it looks to be no good. It remains 6-0. We'll take a look at Cullen's touchdown run off the right side. And again, had options once again. But that was just straight zone read and got his body going forward and got a little bit of help. Owen Murphy, I think, in there shoving along with Blake Prokop. Once again, instant replays are brought to you by Challenger Construction. When the toughest terrain meets trusted expertise, choose Challenger Construction with more than a dozen revegetation services. That's what got you, Murph. Hydro seeding and dry seeding and more. Plus, Challenger is your local call for pond building and tree trimming. Call Challenger Construction, 620-724-4222.
Some big words in there, wasn't there, BJ?
Yeah, revegetation services. That's the first time I've had to say revegetation, I believe. I'm going to have some revegetation work to do in my yard here after the dryness we've had. But Trojans take over at their own 33 after the turnover on downs. Had 7 plays, went 67 yards. And it just took about 3 minutes off the clock. Just 3:12 off the clock, but got the touchdown, not the point after attempt. Stahl with the return. And he'll return it up and be brought down by Ledstrom just shy of the 30-yard line, and that's where Burlington will take over. Burlington moved the ball, Murph, fairly effectively. It just stalled out. A penalty kind of hurt them. The Trojans had a couple of penalties that helped them on their drive, but unable to overcome the last penalty. And then a big 4th down stop of the play by Ashbacher.
Yeah, I don't want to be a broken record, but, you know, red zone defense for those Trojans have been pretty good when they've given up some yards, you know, extended some drives. But if you keep off the scoreboard, that's really all that matters.
Sure. Back at it is Motts. Quarterback split between his 2 running backs. He'll keep it straight. Quarterback keeper, and a nice play there, sneaking up underneath. And for the Trojans, making that one, number 65, Crispin Owen, the 5'9", 204-pound junior, with a nice play on first down.
Yeah, another thing we don't talk about enough, too, is the rotation through that defensive line these Trojans are able to have, and just keeps fresh legs out there all the time.
Owen out there. Also up front on that far side defensive line, Trent Soderman. Calls for it, does Motts. Hand off to Alex Motts, and he'll be bottled up. Once again, ball kind of popped out of there, and it is going to be a dealer's choice on this one. I think Brokaw may have come out of there with it. He should have. That was a fumble, I do believe.
Trojans are holding the football.
And there it is. Fumbled, and a turnover on downs on the first drive, and a real turnover on the second. Let's take a look at that one and see when that ball popped out there by Alex Motts. He's going to get that straight dive, and you saw it kind of, there it went, popped out, hit the dirt, and then Brokaw had to scrum for it down there and was able to fight for it and win it. Back-to-back weeks, Brokaw had a punt block that ended up in a touchdown recovery for one of his teammates, and then by Basari, and then now Brokaw with a fumble recovery of his own. And the Trojans with a great opportunity here to end this first quarter on a high note. Colin, again, quarterback keeper far side, and just not much over there defensively, and an easy 7 or so yards for Colin.
That was a good read there by Ben to pull that out of the belly and just keep it and go around the corner.
I'm starting here at the 32-yard line of Burlington, all the way up now just shy of the 25. 26-yard line, second down and 4. Call that a run of 6. Turn, handoff, and a penalty flag going to come in here. Going to be likely a holding against the Trojans. White Hat explains that to Coach Philpott before even calling the holding penalty, and those penalties will stall out drives. We've already seen that happen to Burlington on the first drive. So we'll have to overcome this one. It was at the line of scrimmage, so bring up a second down and 14 when they get this set. Already 3 penalties in this game for Girard. 3, I believe, also for Burlington. Second down and 14. Wide receiver near side, Ognabeni. Bowen and Ashbacher in the backfield. Another hard move by Ashbacher and another free 5. It's too much.
I get half of that Trojan penalty back right there to help make it just be second down and 9.
It's becoming too tough for Zane Whiteacre to hold that stance, and he's going to get to watch the next play. So second down and 9 now for Girard. Much more manageable. 2 wide receivers near his side. The slot is Ashbacher. Straight drop. Quick one. Quick hitter out there in the open field. First down and 3. Free Ognabeni in the touchdown. Trojans, a 31-yard tackle breaking run by Ognabeni, and the Trojans are up 12-0. Let's take a look at Ognabeni on the challenge of destruction instant replay. He'll be on that far side and has to break out a one would-be tackler. A just easy drop and nobody in there. Found the gap in the zone, and here's where he makes the touchdown between 2 defenders, and Ognabeni with a 31-yard touchdown. Quick drive there with 1 second remaining. The Trojans are going to go for 2. To try to make up for the missed point after attempt. There's a 2-point conversion. Looking to the back of the end zone and out of the outstretched arms of Corbin Bowen, and that's how it will stay 12-0. Trojans up by 2 scores. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Girard High School football on Girard Sports Live, presented by Crocan.
More than just your neighborhood pharmacy, Mathis Drug is your hometown partner in health. With pharmacist Bria Scheibe and an experienced, highly trained staff, Mathis Drug is ready to serve you. And now, Mathis Drug offers comprehensive compounding, which is one of the few pharmacies in Southeast Kansas with this convenient on-site service. From medications to expert advice, call 620-261-9779. Mathis Drug Store, where community and care come together.
A 31-yard strike from Ben Cullen to Trent Ogbeni, and the Trojans go up 12-0, struggling on the point after attempts, but will take the lead here with just 1 second remaining in this first quarter. We'll have a break at our first quarter break. We'll do that quarter here.
Touchback.
So a touchback, so it'll remain with 1 second on the clock. And so Burlington will get a chance to run one play here to close out this first quarter. We'd like to have those point after attempts back, but Murphy will take the 12-0 lead here after one quarter, and certainly they're dominating. Is Girard. Both sides of the football now have really settled in defensively here, causing that fumble on just the second play of the last drive by Burlington. If you're the Burlington coach here too, with 1 second left in this quarter, you just don't want to make a huge mistake. Trojan defense would love to cause one. Aiden Newton rushing over here to the near side. And the Trojan defense is going to have to burn a timeout with 1 second remaining here in this quarter. Just not in position. Aiden Newton was rushing over here to the near side. And maybe, I think, a little quick on the whistle for the timeout there. You just let that play out and see if they can recover. But maybe they saw something even more disturbing to cause that timeout. But, boy, that's one you don't want to waste right there. Hey, as we got this timeout here, let's take a break in the action, brought to you by the Southeast Kansas Player Health Alliance and Live Well Crawford County, reminding you to know your limits when gambling and know when the game is playing you. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-426-2537 for a free assistance. Thanks to Live Well Crawford County for that support and that message. So now the Trojan defense will get to where they need to be. That was right to get over here because he needed to get on Aiden Winters. Aiden's one of those guys that showed up on their stats, a 5'10", 155-pound junior, number 10 out here, and Newton had to have him. They'll run a quick hitter, dive up the middle, and breaking through there. On the play is Logan Turner, the junior tailback, and he will rumble for 5 yards, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. Trojans lead 12-0. We head to the second when we return in 1 minute on Girard Sports Live.
Hold on. It's monstrous.
With Crawcan's multi-gig internet, you can experience monstrous speeds for every device in your home or business at the same time for a low, no-nonsense price.
Back out here, Burlington High School, B.J. Harris, Jess Murphy, Dominic Santiago. Trojans lead 12-0 after the first quarter of play. Girard forced to stop it after a long drive by Burlington, a turnover on downs. That's been the best offense Burlington showed so far. Trojans then quickly go 7 plays, 67 yards, and a 2-yard Ben Cullen touchdown run. Trojans force a fumble on the next drive, and then 2 plays later after some penalties, a 31-yard strike from Cullen to Ogbeni. And the Trojans lead by 12, but Burlington picked up 5 yards on their first play. And the run by Turner. It'll be the fullback here with Alex Motts, the tailback. Motts will get it. He's able to pretty well blocked at the point of attack. Ashbacher along with Rokob. And Chandler Humble coming backside to come in on that one. They do pick up 4 on the play on the run by Motts. Going to bring them a 3rd down and 1.
At that time, the Trojan defensive linemen just stood their offensive linemen up and let the linebackers play, and that's big key to success on the defense.
Winters will be split out to the far side, tied in near side. It is Tegan Smith. Motts will go under center. He'll turn, handoff once again. Alex Motts and the Trojans gobble him up. Coming down there, the big fella from the backside is Chandler Humble, and he makes a nice play on 3rd down and short. You got to read that trap, follow that trap, and make that play, and that's what Humble did right there.
Yep, Caleb Humble.
Caleb, excuse me.
Yep, with a great play there coming off the defensive tackle position. Just, you're 100% right. Just stayed parallel with the line of scrimmage and just make the play.
Got to remember, I've got 10,000 names in my head, but only like 15 last names.
Trust me, I get it. I say it all the time, BJ. Welcome to the Girard Trojans, where the last names stay the same, only the faces change.
And another timeout going to be after called here by Burlington. They're going to try to work things here on a 4th down and 1 when we return in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live. Big 4th down forthcoming here from Burlington. 4th down, they're going to go for this deep inside their own 30. It's maybe develop into a quick kick. We'll see
hard
what
count.
They decide here. If I was going to do the hard count, I'd done it before I called that timeout, perhaps. They'll go for it on 4th down, up the near side, flying Superman style. And making that play, I think that may have been Ashbacher again. Back-to-back 4th down stops by Aiden Ashbacher. And we'll see that one again. He did it the first time right down the middle. This time he comes flying in. See 21 here on the near side on a hard blitz. And you got to stay flat and stay close to the line of scrimmage so you can meet him where he is. Able to do just that from behind. And a nice play by Ashbacher on the play and another turnover on downs on a 4th and short. Trojan defense doing their job. Offense is complimenting it. Got to do it right here. 1st down and 10 for the Trojans from the Burlington 28-yard line. Option pulling late to pitch that one out there. Gobbled up and wisely just to fall on top of it. That was pretty well played by Burlington to get there and disrupt it. Bowen able to fall on top of it, but not before. It's a loss of 8 yards. Give him 9-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, and that's the play I talked about that Ben Cullen had been doing such a good job of avoiding. Just go ahead. Burlington busted that play up, take your 3-yard loss, and keep the football. Just lucky Bowen is able to fall on it.
Loss of nearly 10. Had to shed our background chatter a little bit, Murph. It was starting to get obnoxious.
Yeah.
I didn't leave my teenager at home to listen to a bunch of them down in front of me.
Nice little pass to Gannon Clark right there.
And it picks up 6 yards on that one. Actually, big, way more than that. 16 yards on that play. Picked a bad time to be the old man. 3rd down and 4. A long 4 here for the Trojans. Keep it. Colin, pitch, near side. He's got some room in Bowen. Bowen's got the 1st down, and a penalty flag going to come out and then probably wipe a touchdown off the board. Trojan offensive line was down the field making blocks, but maybe one a little too good. We'll see what they end up doing here. And, man, some penalties here could have made this even worse here for the Trojans. Score-wise, they could be in an even better position. But just kind of shot themselves in the foot just a few times here offensively.
But it's a hold against the Trojans, going to back them up 10, but it's a spot foul, so didn't lose many yards.
Yeah, ends up only really being a loss of 3, or a loss of 1 rather, but really a loss of 6 points off the board. But still 3rd down and manageable.
In 4-down territory.
Certainly 2 plays to get these 5 yards. Bowen going to be split out far side. Near side, Ogdebini, close to line of scrimmage. Cullen, going to look downfield on 3rd and 5. Going to let one rip, throw it up for Bowen. He's going to have to make a play on it. Bowen in the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. A 28-yard strike from Ben Cullen. And number 10 against number 10 in the back of the end zone. And the Trojans, number 10, wins that one, Corbin Bowen. Let's take a look at that one on a Challenger instant replay. Just a one-on-one route there at the top of your screen. A little hesitation by Bowen, but didn't get the separation. You don't even see him on the play, but he does see the ball, and that's all that matters. A 28-yard strike. And so the Trojans now with touchdown passes for touchdowns of 31 and 28. And the Trojans, point after attempt, no good. And it will stay 18-0 here with 8:49 to play in the first half. We're back in 30 seconds on Girard Sports Live.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, studying animal science or learning about farm and ranch management. Maybe you belong here as part of Helms Hoops on the hardwood. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
Trojans tack on another one here in the first half, a 3-play, 28-yard drive, capped off on a 28-yard. That's where the original line of scrimmage was at. They went back and forth after the penalty and ended up getting that touchdown for the Trojans. A completion from Ben Cullen to Corbin Bowen. Back-to-back passing touchdowns for Ben Cullen. Both of them have been pretty nice plays. Trojans are going to find a little gap here on the kickoff, and now they better get on top of that. Probably let that one, he runs out of bounds, and Hunter Cole on that one. Probably like to have that one back. But it will be 1st and 10 for Burlington. Short of the 20-yard line, he ran out of bounds at about the 17, and that's where the Wildcats will take over.
Well, one thing I was going to mention earlier, BJ, was Burlington's got these fancy LED lights, stadium lights, and they like to blink them when their offense does good. And one reason to keep that from happening is just don't let them do anything.
I like it, yeah. Ran out of bounds at the 17 was Cole. Motts 5 yards deep with a running back to his right. That is Stahl. 2 wide receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Trojans show blitz. Brokaw ran past it, but the defense able to hold and no gain on the play on the dive for Stahl. Blake got credit for that one, and probably didn't earn that credit. Defensive lineman there at the point of attack, and I think probably for the second time is Crispin Owen showing up here tonight. 5'9", 204 in the junior, right over the ball. Murphy on the D-line as well. Motts calls for it. High snap. We're able to pull it down. He's going to wing one down the field in coverage. Ashbacher, and he falls down. Boy, Aiden was about to have a huge return. There was nobody on that far side over there, and they would have had that block. Just lost his footing on this turf, but we'll take the interception and the second takeaway of the game for Girard, and it will turn the ball back over. The Trojan offense can add to it. They were just trying to make something happen there, I think, Murph, and it come back to bite them.
It's no different than a punt, actually, for the Burlington offense. Tries to flip the field better than giving the Trojan the ball on their own 28.
Yeah, except it was second down.
Well, sometimes you use a punt on third down, just makes the game go quicker.
Trojans will be inside their own territory at the 45-yard line. 8:01 to play in the first half, up 18-0. Here, week number 2 of district play. Turn handoff, Love, trying to pick his way through there, and Junior Love not able to get a lot, maybe a yard or 2 on the play. They'll give him About a yard and a half to bring up second down and 9.
Yeah, that good job. He was the second man through. They run a little inside handoff fake and give it to Love coming through, and Burlington defensive lineman just swallowed him up.
It looked like Junior really trying to follow his blocks up there. Just the blocks weren't moving and progressing quite as quickly as he would have liked them to. Double wing again, 2 wide receivers bunch near side. Send a man in motion. Fake that toss sweep, reverse goal. Well played by Burlington. All over it was Hunter Cole. They wanted showed some action coming to the near side. Then Bowen trying to sneak out. Here comes Cole on the play. And a nice play defensively for Burlington.
Trojans trying to show a little trickery right there. Backfired in him. Going to bring up 3rd and long.
See Bowen, he'll kind of hesitate here on the snap. Let that action go that way. A little counter move, but coming hard off the far side was Cole. And a real big defensive play there for Burlington. Probably one of their top plays of the game. A loss of 4 on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 14 for the Trojans. One of the biggest spots they've been in so far. Colin fading, now flushed. Now he'll get to step into one, throws it down the middle of the field once Ognabeni, and he makes the catch off of a deflected pass. Yes! Ognabeni, a 29-yard completion. 34-yard completion all the way up to the 21-yard line. And the Trojans hustle to the line of scrimmage. They're going to try to take advantage of some momentum. Calling quickly to the line of scrimmage. Going to look out there. Spot pass. Bowen, one-on-one. Bowen knocked out of bounds and knocked down. Go back and take a look at the big pass to Ognabeni, his second big catch of the game. And I think that one might have been partially deflected. Colin rolling. Now flush. He's had a hand on his hip and still able to put quite a bit of mustard on that one. All the way down and over the hands of the defender and down. What a play by the Trojans. So pickup of 6-4. Aaron handoff for Love. Big run right up the middle. Took a defender with him for a little bit. A 10-yard carry for Junior Love. And a 1st down and goal now for the Trojans as they're quickly to the line of scrimmage once again. Turn, handoff, Love, not much there that time, and knocked backwards. And it will be lucky if they have no gain on the play. Looks like they'll kind of keep him right there at the original line of scrimmage and bring up 2nd down and goal. Pretty well stacked up there on that on the near side, Murph.
Yeah, getting hard for me to see at this angle, BJ.
Okay. You got it. That's all that matters. Make sure that people at home can see it. I'll tell you what happens. How about that?
Sounds good to me.
2nd down and goal, just inside the 5. Colin calls for it. Gonna keep it. Kicked outside. Ashbacher's got to make a man miss. That's not Ashbacher actually on the carry for the Trojans. That's Gavin Huber, 6 foot, 154-pound junior. Gets that one kicked out of here. Huber had an interception last week for the Trojans. And this time he'll just pick up 1 on 2nd down and goal. The lows of the kicking game here in the last couple of PATs. You don't want to have to settle for a field goal here. We'll see what Coach Philpott has drawn up for this 3rd down and goal inside the 5-minute mark of the 1st half. Goal line points out where they need to be going. And a hard count. 3-5. It'll be half the distance. That's the 3rd time in this game that offsides has helped. It's the longest drive. We're in a few for the Trojans. They've been making pretty quick work. 34-yard pass completion, the biggest play of it. Well, Mark Chad off. It'll be the 2.5-yard line. And 3rd down, and now likely 2 cracks at this one. And what was the call? What was he just saying right there?
Yeah. Had to be encroachment.
Trojans.
Now we got a timeout.
Official looked like he was indicating something. Timeout on the field. We got a big 3rd down and goal coming up when we return in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan football.
I was hoping to talk to someone about updating my insurance policy.
I am able to understand complete sentences.
That was a complete sentence?
I didn't understand that.
Or can I just talk to a person?
No one talks to humans anymore.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I hear you. Why don't we review your coverage with a super check?
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Call Judd, Lori, Ginny, or Amber in Girard today.
Third down and goal from the 2.5-yard line. Trojans trying to take a 4-score lead here in the first half. It'll be the second week in a row they have done that. Last week led 28-0 at home against Iola on senior night. Well, plenty to talk about and some math to do here at halftime as we take a look at the GM Bank halftime show and B&B Excavating halftime stats. All coming up in just a little bit. 4:11 to play yet in this first half. Trojans lead 18-0, but knocking on the door in this one. Third down and goal from the 2.5-yard line. Bowen near side, Huber to the far side. He'll go in motion. Will Huber. Straight keep, Colin, dive, quarterback, touchdown. Trojans, a 2-yard touchdown run by Ben Colin, his second of the game. And the Trojans lead it 24-0. Let's take a look at Colin's touchdown run here ahead of the point after attempt. And again, this is just using his big body. He's got that frame that if he can get it leaning forward, it's going to have 2.5 yards on it. And that was really well blocked also by the Trojans. Ledstrom in the hole there for Girard. He'll go for 2. Colin pointing out. A little bit of an off snap. Now flip it out here. One man trying to throw it underneath. And boy, he had Ognabeni running to the near side. Just got to put that air, a little bit of air under that ball. But no point after attempts completed here for the Trojans. But they do lead it 24-0. We'll see if Burlington has an answer here in the final 4 of the half. When we return, you're watching Girard High School football on Girard Sports Live, presented by Crocan.
Welcome to Homestead of Girard, assisted and independent living right here in our hometown. At Homestead, seniors enjoy compassionate care in a community designed for comfort. Licensed professionals provide support with daily activities, dressing, bathing, and medication management. Residents enjoy home-cooked meals and the comfort of their own private apartment. Call 620-724-6760 to schedule your tour today. Homestead of Girard, senior living with compassion, comfort, and community.
Girard Trojans, a little bit of fog settling. Is that fog?
Smoke.
Or fire off a cannon? What's that smoke from?
I hope it's not the power plant.
I think we'd know by now. Evacuation orders will be underway. Trojans go 8 plays, 55 yards, take nearly 4 minutes off the clock, capped off on a 2-yard touchdown run by Ben Collin. Big play on that one, a 34-yard completion to Ognabeni from Collin. They'll kick it off to Cole, center return. There's this big play I was looking for Burlington to have. Luckily, Ben Collin, Zeb Poland out there, and Poland going to get a little extra tacked onto that perhaps. Or if it is, that's pretty ticky-tack extra penalty. Student section heavily into this one. Yeah, let's take a look at it. You see Cole. Hunter Cole, center return, and some gap integrity there and a couple of missed tackles. Then see Poland come to the sideline and take him out of bounds, and then that's a little extra. All right. That's why we have a replay. Looks like they were right. Darn it. Hate it when that happens, Murph.
Well,
but that is a big play there. The kickoff return first. That was already a big one by Cole. And it give the Burlington a little bit of a shot in the arm just here with just under 4 minutes to play in the first half as they'll start this one inside Trojan territory. There's Cole again. Hunter Cole 6 foot, 190 pounds, one of the seniors, one of the few senior contributors here for Burlington.
And you're right, BJ. That has woke up the crowd here in Burlington. It's starting to get loud over here on this home side.
For what it's worth, those kids did move a little bit. One wide receiver near side, one to the far side. 2 men to either side of Mott, including Alex Mott just to his right. Everybody leaning at the snap. Can't really do that. Cole falling forward. He'll have the first down just inside the 20 up to the 19-yard line and needed 3, got 4 and a first down for Burlington. One of the few first downs they've had here of late.
Yeah, I agree with you, BJ. I thought the last 2 or 3 plays, sometimes the quarterback, running backs, they all kind of take a step forward as that ball's being snapped.
Yeah, you can't be moving forward really at all at the snap. Nobody can, unless you're in arena football or
which this is
Canadian
not.
League.
Right. This is not arena football.
One wide receiver either side again. Motts to the near side. Cole to the right of quarterback Sean Motts. He'll keep it. Quick hitter for Motts. The Trojan defense going to have to stiffen up here just a little bit. Approaching the 2.5-minute mark. And one of the better runs on first down for the Wildcats.
All started with a big play on special teams.
Yep. Third phase of the game, Trojan special teams have kind of let them down a little bit in this one, a rarity for them this year. Just the quick hitter right up the middle. Picked up just over 5. We'll call it 6 on first down. Brings up second down and 4. Trojans dive in there. There was Brocob coming on a blitz. Owen Murphy at the point of attack as well. And there's going to be maybe a modest gain of a half yard. That'll bring up third down and 4. In fact, I think they lost about a half yard on that play. Brings up third down and 5.
At that time, that Trojan defense just have none of it. They just shot the gaps and beat their defender to the point of attack.
Sean Mott, sophomore quarterback. Trying to punch one in here for Burlington. 1:22 and counting in this first half. It's been all Trojans here tonight on the road. And there's that free 5 going the other way. Ledstrom was showing blitz near side. I think there was one being shown on the other side. And a little taste of their own medicine.
It's going to be probably enough for a first down.
It's going to be real close. They're not going to bring them. White Hat's going to eyeball it. And now they're going to measure it.
Let's see if they'll have to get out the instruction card to see the difference here.
They'll bring the sticks out there. Give us another chance to mention. Chamber Connection. Brought to you by the Girard Area Chamber of Commerce. Mark your calendars for Homecoming and Fall Festival coming up next weekend in Girard, October 17th and 18th. A full weekend of fun and fellowship right there in our hometown. Girard events celebrating the community. For more information, go to girardchamber.com. Looking forward to come down and being on the PA for the parade. I love a good parade.
Free candy?
Hopefully some makes it to me if I'm at the table talking. They did give him the first down, by the way, in case you didn't see that. So it's first down and goal from the 8-yard line. Watts, quick hitter. Up the middle, big fella. Number 30, Logan Turner, the 6 foot, 185-pound junior, to try to get some beef running up the middle. And he will get a couple up to the 5-yard line. So we're second down and goal from the 5-yard line. Trojan defense really could. This would be demoralizing for Burlington if they got this close and couldn't punch one in. Motts, blitz coming. Cobb, getting both up. Eaton doubles. It's 55. He could have tackled them both and kind of did. Let's see Prokop come flying through here. They're going to be quick to the ball. Will Burlington. We'll have to see Blake's tackle another time as Burlington's quickly to the ball here on 3rd down and goal. Quick throwing this one to the back of the end zone, and they will make the catch. Touchdown. Motts is hit hard by Oshbacher and Brokaw, but he connects, and it's an 8-yard touchdown. See who got 22. Let's take a look at it. It came after Sean Motts, did the Trojans. He just let one go up in a prayer, and the Trojans kind of got sucked in a little bit on that one and just caught the back of the end zone. I think that was Hunter Cole. And he had a big drive there. Ended up being an 8-play drive that started at the Trojan 29-yard line. And the big kickoff return that put them in position, and then the unsportsmanlike also that tacked on to the end of that one with waning seconds, just 5 seconds remaining in the half. We'll keep it right here after this point after attempt. Maybe take a look at that. Brokaw, that's not going to be there, will it? You're going to go find it real quick, aren't you? No, that's all right. So they will kick their 4th point after of the game. Tate Souter, senior place kicker. It's taking so long.
Well, they had to have a ball change, and then they forgot to tee. There's a whole bunch, but I don't know why the play clock's not running.
Yeah, there should be a play clock even on a special teams play. Their official's still talking to the far side. Not sure what is happening. Well, a little bit of momentum perhaps for Burlington. Going in the locker room, it had really been all Girard, 24-0 lead, and now a point after forthcoming. They will stop the kick and wave to Girard. Whitehat's been over here talking to the Burlington coaching staff that whole time.
But I think they were looking up to the press box, so I don't know if there's a
communicate clock time, perhaps. Well, if we're being nitpicky on that kickoff return a little bit ago, the clock didn't run at all. And that 5 seconds, boy, that'd be pretty big right now.
Yep. I agree.
Did anything change there? No. Snaps back, holds down. Good kick on that one. He's got a strong leg. And Burlington able to bounce back a little bit. 24-7. And a 5 seconds left here in this first half. We do have the GM Bank halftime show. We'll walk around the area, maybe try to find some scores for you to report here on the halftime show. We'll have our Canara Eye Care eye on the games. We'll go back and recap this first half. We'll take a look at our B&B Excavating halftime stats and get you ready for second half action in this one. And the Brokaw tackle, certainly it did. One play later was a touchdown, but has to be one of our options for our hit of the game.
He almost took that handoff, BJ.
Aiden Ashbacher also has a couple of candidates for hit of the game. Those are always as brought to you by Bradshaw Collision Repair, longtime supporter, full-time supporter of Girard Sports Live. Bob Bradshaw offers refinishing, paintless dent repair, glass replacement, and more. Let Bradshaw Collision Repair get you back in the game. Call 620-724-7300. And the Trojans give up a late first half touchdown. Still have control, certainly, in this one.
And that's where being able to get the ball in the second half is big, because if they'd have to kick this right back to Burlington, that would be huge favor.
If it's 24-14 quickly in the third quarter, it's a whole different game on. And so it still should be a lot to talk about yet for the Trojans at halftime.
Watch for a trick return right here. Trojans have a few up their sleeve.
They will kick this one. Huber going to field it at the 30-yard line. Far side return. He'll be bottled up, and they did get the clock stopped. Boy, that's some integrity there from the Burlington clock operator, because that would have been an easy one to let go, and nobody's going to call you on that one. Nobody would have called you on that one.
Well, do you dial up something here if you're Coach Philpott, or you just run it up the middle and go to halftime?
I mean, I would go over the top. You've got some speed. You've showed with both Bowen and Ognabeni one-on-one, you can throw it down the field, but they're just going to take the locker room. You should also feel good about it if you're the Trojans to take this lead into the locker room. And they will kneel down. And that'll be the end of the first half. Trojans lead at 24-7 here at the break. We'll talk about it next as we kick off the GM Bank halftime show. GM Bank, where they've been providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Personal, business, or agricultural needs. Turn to GM Bank. Learn more at gn-bank.com. 24-7 Trojans in front here in week 2 of district play. We'll talk about it next on the GM Bank halftime show on Girard Sports Live.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com, preserving traditions for those who follow.
Since 1918, GN Bank has been the heart of our community. Big enough to meet all your banking needs, but small enough to offer that personal touch you deserve. From agricultural loans to home mortgages, GN Bank has the expertise, products, and service to help you thrive. With a pledge to treat others ethically, be adaptable, focus on customers, and invest in the communities they serve, GN Bank is committed to your success. The best place to bank and borrow, GN Bank, where community banking truly comes first. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome to Homestead of Girard, assisted and independent living right here in our hometown. At Homestead, seniors enjoy compassionate care in a community designed for comfort. Licensed professionals provide support with daily activities, dressing, bathing, and medication management. Residents enjoy home-cooked meals and the comfort of their own private apartment. Call 620-724-6760 to schedule your tour today. Homestead of Girard, senior living with compassion, comfort, and community.
Siebert back to pass. Lehman diving for the end zone, and they get the listing. Lehman passes off to Siebert on the far wing. Siebert the lob, and Lehman with the alley-oop dunk to close the deal. Lehman a hard hit ball to left field. Siebert is at the wall, and they close another one. Lehman Realty with another big-time win. Lehman Realty, proud to support the Girard Trojans.
More than just your neighborhood pharmacy, Mathis Drug is your hometown partner in health. With pharmacist Bria Scheibe and an experienced, highly trained staff, Mathis Drug is ready to serve you. And now, Mathis Drug offers comprehensive compounding, which is one of the few pharmacies in southeast Kansas with this convenient on-site service. From medications to expert advice, call 620-261-9779. Mathis Drug Store, where community and care come together.
Back out here on the GN Bank halftime show on Girard Sports Live. BJ Harris along with you, alongside Jess Murphy, Dominic Santiago. Trojans in front here at the break, 24-7. A pretty dominant first half, really all around by the Trojans. Just gave up a late first half touchdown. We'll talk about how we got to where we are here as we take a look at our Eye on the Game, brought to you by Kennar Eye Care. As we take a look back at this first half, Kennar Eye Care is making sure you can see what you're looking at. Kennar Eye Care, with locations in Pittsburgh and Girard. They are there to help you. They're valued customers. Learn more at KennarEyeCare.com. Burlington won the toss and took the football and will start the drive. Their best drive of the game was their opening drive. Took over 6 minutes off the clock. They went 10 plays, but eventually turned it over on downs. A holding penalty, offsides by Girard on that one, and then a holding penalty, and then a forced turnover on downs. A nice play by the Trojans. I believe that was the one Ashbacher came in the middle to make that play and give it back to Girard. Girard would take it at their own 33-yard line with 5:19 to play in the first quarter. They would go 7 plays, 67 yards, take 3:12 off the clock, and a 2-yard touchdown run by Ben Cole in the first of what would be 2 in the first half. With 2:06 to play in the first quarter, it was 6-0. A missed point after attempt by Zeb Pohl. And then Burlington Wildcats would get it back at their own 28-yard line with 2:01 to play in the first. One play, a 1-yard run, and then the next play, a fumble and a recovery by Blake Brokob for Girard. Give them back the ball in really good field position as they would take over the Burlington 32-yard line with 1:10. And 2 plays later, there was a holding penalty on the Trojans and an offsides penalty on Burlington that gave them half that penalty yards back, but it didn't really matter because 1 play later, a 31-yard strike to Ognabeni and a 2-play drive capped that one off, made it 12-0 with 1 second remaining in the first quarter. Burlington would get it with 1 second. They would start at their own 20-yard line, but eventually 3 plays later, turn it over on downs. Girard would get it back at the Burlington 28-yard line. They went for it deep inside their own territory, and that cost them. As then with 10:37 to play in the first half, the Trojans would go 3 plays, really, a holding penalty. Took a touchdown off the board, but then the very next play, it took a Corbin Bowen touchdown off the board. And then the very next play, it was a 28-yard strike from Ben Cullen to Bowen. And 3 plays, 28 yards, took 1:08 off the clock with 8:49 to go in the first half. Trojans led 18-0. Burlington would get it. Again, another 1 play. And then on the second play, an interception by Ashbacher would give the Trojans back another one in good field position. They would start their own 45-yard line with 8:01 to play. They would go 8 plays, 55 yards, take 3:56 off the clock, and punch it in on a 2-yard touchdown run by Ben Cullen. 4:07 to play in the half. They would lead it 24-0. But then on the ensuing kickoff, Burlington would have a really long kickoff by Hunter Cole. And then Cole would actually be the guy who would score on what would be 8 plays later. They would start at the Girard 29. It would take them 8 plays to get it in, but a 9-yard touchdown pass from Sean Motts to Hunter Cole with 5 seconds remaining in the half made it 24-7. The Trojans would take a knee on it, and we would go to the locker room. That was our halftime Eye on the Game, brought to you by Kennar Eye Care. That would be Kennar Eye Care. I can see, I just can't read. And the Trojans lead it here at the break. We'll come back, take a look at our halftime stats, walk around the area, get you some score updates and more as we continue here watching the Burlington Marching Band out on the field. We'll let them wrap it up, and we'll go to break when we return on the GM Bank Halftime Show on Girard Sports Live.
Call service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, outstanding in their field. Calls carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Calls continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
Thanks to your support, Kennard Eye Care has expanded. With double the space, they offer more exam rooms, larger optical selection, and extended hours to fit your schedule. And with the latest technology, they can quickly diagnose any eye-related issues. All patients are welcome at Kennard Eye Care, the clear choice for your family's vision.
A partner in your fields and in your success. That's what you get with Murphy Seed. Channel seedsman Matt Murphy knows your field and can recommend the elite seed products designed to perform in your area, maximizing the profitability of every acre. And now Matt's care for farmers goes beyond seed as an agent for the new 4-state farm and ranch. From the best inputs available to the protection you need, call Murphy Seed at 620-249-6419. Your partner at every stage. Matt Murphy at Murphy Seed.
Prairie Mission Retirement Village. People caring about people in the loving spirit of Christ. Spacious apartments made to feel like home. And a loving, caring, experienced staff. That's the Prairie Mission difference. A continuing retirement community promoting person-centered care with an on-site clinic from Labette Health and offering independent living apartments, assisted living, and long-term care, all with the respect and care our loved ones deserve. Prairie Mission Retirement Village, St. Paul, 620-449-2400.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Every day, people are discovering that bigger isn't better, better is better. Big box stores continue to disappoint. You have spoken, and we have been listening. You want a great selection with dependable service at a competitive price. We understand, and that's what we bring to you every day. We know that we have to work hard to earn your business, and we will. Bigger isn't better, better is better at Heidrick's, Fort Scott, and Girard.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Trojan fans can find us at 408B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net. Producers Cooperative Association is the area leader in providing quality agricultural products, services, and markets. PCA has what you need to maximize your operation with a full-service agronomy department, grain origination, handling and storage, bulk fuels and lubricants, propane, a jam-packed farm store, and livestock feeds in bulk or bagged. PCA is proud to call Girard home and to support Trojan athletics. Stop by or see more online at pcacoop.com.
Back out here on the GM Bank halftime show. Girard Trojans lead it here at the break, 24-7. Here, week number 6 of the regular season, week number 2 of district play. Trojans 1-0 in district, 3-2 on the year, trying to move to 4-2 and 2-0. They have one more half here to go against the Burlington Wildcats. Halftime stats are brought to you by B&B Excavating. The numbers don't lie. Dirt is heavy. So trust the guys at B&B Excavating to move what needs moving. Specializing in septic systems, water line install and repair, driveways, rock hauling, and leveling. B&B Excavating. Call 620-724-2735. Tried to scrape together some stats here in this one. Trojans, again, leading here 24-7. That's the only stat that really matters. And these stats aren't earth-shattering. There was some really long sustained drive, not a lot of possessions in the game, and some big plays by the Trojans with pass completions by Cullen. In that first half, he had a 19-yarder and a 16-yarder to Gannon Clark, and then he had a 31-yarder and a 34-yarder. So that right there, pretty quick math, over 100 yards in passing in that first half for Ben Cullen, including a pair of touchdowns in that first half. And then he also had a pair of rushing touchdowns, just 11 yards rushing. He had a 9-yard loss. It does calculate into that on a fumble early in the game. And then same with Corbin Bowen. He did have a 28-yard touchdown reception for the Trojans, did Bowen, in the passing game. Hasn't had a whole lot in the rushing game. Junior Love, though, getting the bulk of the carries. They've been limited 28 yards on 6 carries for Love. But the Trojans, as I mentioned, the most important stat of all, leading it here 24-7. See what the second half has in store. We get that going in just a little bit. Again, don't forget, Trojans back in action next Friday night as they welcome in the Prairie View Buffaloes. We'll have that game for you. Pregame coverage at 6:15, kickoff at 7 o'clock for homecoming. There will be activities at halftime for homecoming. There'll also be a Hall of Fame induction for that one for the Trojans. And so we will carry both of those events in their entirety here on Girard Sports Live. So if you can't make it out there, please make sure you know you can catch it right here. And the Trojans then will go into Saturday. Hopefully that Saturday morning float can be a double-edged sword. That's a pretty fun place to be on a Saturday after a game, or at least the bumps and bruises don't hurt as bad at that time of the day if you won a game on homecoming. I've ridden that float on both occasions. Right now, Prairie View 43-0 over at Anderson County. And so Trojans will certainly have their hands full next week. And then the parade and all those activities downtown, go to girardchamber.com for more information. And the Girard Events Committee, certainly doing a lot of fun. There's just a whole lot of activities all day on Saturday. And we'll be out there, class of 2000, 25th reunion parade float. We'll be in there, and then yours truly will be on the mic doing the public address. And now I've broadcast and live stream parades. I don't think I've ever been the guy. I'd rather broadcast it, to be honest with you. I think we could just take our broadcast feed and just put that over the PA speaker.
I don't know why you couldn't.
2 birds, 1 stone, that thing.
Yeah, I guarantee Dominic can figure out how to do it.
Just a chord.
Right.
Just one chord. Even I could figure out how to do that one. The Trojans lead at 24-7. That's where we'll be next week. Again, a full slate of action going on around our network, varsitysportslive.com. You can see 9 high school football games there. Also, Varsity Sports Live, now the official broadcast partner of Fort Scott Community College Athletics. So if you've got anybody who's playing for the Greyhounds, you can now watch those games. Basketball season kicking off. We've got a couple of volleyball matches to try to iron out the details of what we need to do there at Fort Scott. But Coach Dave Weimer's the athletic director now there at Fort Scott Community College, and they've are truly trying to get things turned around there for the Greyhounds, and we're hoping to be a part of that. Drake Miller on the call for the Greyhounds, and in case you didn't know, also broadcast partner for the Johnson County Community College Cavaliers. And so if you ever have any, I know there's some Southeast Kansas kids that make their way onto those teams, and so we're happy to be able to bring that to you for free as well as part of the Varsity Sports Live Network. Just a little bit time left here in halftime. We'll take one final timeout. We'll come back, get your second half going right after this. You're watching Trojan Football on your home for Girard High School Athletics, Girard Sports Live. It's a bird.
It's a plane. It's Chicken Annie's Girard. When you're facing a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Catering and carry out from Chicken Annie's Girard. When an onion ring craving is too much to bear, when the family's coming over and you weren't aware, it's Chicken Annie's Girard to the rescue. When there's 20, 30, 100 to feed, you need Chicken Annie's Girard indeed. A heroic value, superb flavor. When there's a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Chicken Annie's Girard.
24-7, that wraps up our GM Bank halftime show. Thanks for joining us on that. Trojans will start this game with the football, start the second half with the ball. As well, we mentioned, Burlington won the toss, took the football, had a nice drive. Had that drive capped off with a touchdown, this may be a different situation right here, but the Trojans turned them on over on downs and have really dominated since that point, if you take away that last drive that was started off with a really nice kickoff return. So the Trojans will get the ball. They're set to receive. Tate Souter to kick it away for Burlington. Back deep for Girard is Ognabeni and Bowen, I believe, here to the near side. Up backs, Huber and Love. Yeah. Bowen and Ognabeni inside their own 20. They'll creep up, get a little onside kick here. Oh, Love that ball just got to him in time, as that looked like that was about really well executed by Burlington. Let's see how close it may have been. I mean, that ball got to Love about a half second before it needed to. If it's any later, that's a really nice way to start the second half for Burlington. Watch that ball kick up there and hang in the air, and then just in time, Love able to reel it in. An almost disaster there for Girard, as they will start this with really good field position despite that, or in spite of, because of that. 43-yard line is where this one will go. 11:58 opening drive of the second half for the Trojans. Two wide receivers far side, send a man in motion, handoff Love. That's bottled up really well there by Burlington. And look at Burlington, 11 guys at the point of attack. They're stacked it up inside a little bit, and that will limit Love to just 1 yard.
A lot of times, BJ, I like to talk about, you got to be able to run the football to throw the football. Burlington's going to throw 11 in the box, and they've been beat over, some big pass plays already, so just take advantage of it.
Second down and 9 now for the Trojans. Ashbacher in motion. They'll toss it out there to him. Got to catch the edge. Good, breaks one tackle. He's got some running room. Across the 50 and now the 40. Spucker down the sideline at the 30, the 20, and knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Brought down by a touchdown-saving tackle, but not before a big one for Ashbacher. Had to make the one guy miss on the edge. Trojans will hustle to the line of scrimmage. That toss out there and had to beat that D in. You're okay. And catch the sideline. Another good block on the edge downfield. Then it's just speed. And lucky to be escorted out of bounds there by Tate Stahl, but a huge play on the run by Ashbacher. As from the 44 all the way down to the 15, a 29-yard run by Ashbacher. And now a dive off the right side for Love. He'll wrestle forward for a few. So I'm going to attack some yardage onto that one. That was actually not at that 43. That was at this 43. All the way down to the 15.
Past the 51.
42-yarder. Turn, option, kick. Huber at the 10, makes a guy miss. Tumbling forward. It's going to be a penalty flag coming in there way back in the defensive secondary. It's not an area of a hold, but I'm going to go on a limb here and guess that's what it is. It's close to a first down run, nearly a gain of 6 for Huber, but it may be a moot point. Trojans start to retreat.
They're getting a spot penalty, BJ, and that happened way back in the backfield. So as far as penalty yardage, it's not going to tack that many on.
Yeah, it was so deep into the play, but it'll bring up second down and 11 for Girard. Ognabeni split out to the far side. Clark will be the wide out near side. Huber the wing with Ashbacher. Love the deep back. Cullen will flip up the towel and send a man in motion. Fake the toss. Look near side. He's got Clark. Clark's got a little slip screen trying to break against there. Clark can maybe keep that flat just a little bit longer, let those blockers get on out in front, and there's a little bit of a lane there behind it. Let's take a look and see if I saw it right. You'll see these guys get out in front on this little slip screen as Clark will come back into the screen here in just a minute and see how those guys develop. If you see that little lane, he's able to get there. Also, those linemen need to get on downfield. It's gain, though, still of about 7 yards on a second down and 11. Brings up third down and 4 for the Trojans. Knocking on the door once again, trying to tack on another score. And Coach Philpott wants to talk about this big third down here to start this second half. 9:05 to go in the third quarter. Trojans lead it 24-7. We're back in 30 seconds.
Chicken Annie's of Girard is something to crow about. Their family-style restaurant continues a Southeast Kansas tradition with their specialty fried chicken, plus famous homemade onion rings, chicken and noodles, and so much more. And of course, their delicious homemade pies. Dine in or carry out available. Chicken Annie's of Girard has the best value, flavor, and service in the area. Stop in soon or call for catering. 620-724-4090.
Producers.
Boschbacher in motion here on a 3rd down and 3. Got some blockers out in front of him. Murphy, or that's Hubert rather. Now Boschbacher's going to reverse field. We'll see if he can make something out of nothing. Still on his feet, still fighting forward, trying to get to the first down marker. He's going to be short. That was a lot of running for a little bit. And he maybe split the difference. A lot of running around. He gets bottled up on that far side. Really well played. Huber trying to get out there and block, but then found a little bit of a gap and wrestled forward. But now the Trojans looking at a 4th down and 2 from the 7-yard line. From the momentum that Burlington built before half, if they get a stop here, it might be a big one. Looking to pass on 4th and 2. Throws back against the grain. He's got Clark. Touchdown, Trojans. A 7-yard, the 3rd passing touchdown of the game for Ben Cullen, and the Trojans lead it 30-7. Take a look at that touchdown after the point after. Oh, do it right now. That's all right. That's with me, buddy. It's all right. We got time. Let's take a look at that. That's me again. We'll get there, bud. Trojans late to get on the point after attempt. They're going to go ahead and kick it with Poland. There's that little fling backside. Everything was coming to the near side, and Clark again snuck away. Point after attempts on the way. And poor Zeb Poland, the one he got through the uprights, we missed. The Trojans lead it 31-7. Timeout. We'll take it. We're back in 30 seconds on Girard Sports Live.
Producers Cooperative Association is the area leader in providing quality agricultural products, services, and markets. PCA has what you need to maximize your operation with a full-service agronomy department, grain origination, handling and storage, bulk fuels and lubricants, propane, a jam-packed farm store, and livestock feeds in bulk or bagged. PCA is proud to call Girard home and to support Trojan athletics. Stop by or see more online at pcacoop.com.
.806 to go in the 3rd quarter. Trojans go 6 plays, 67 yards. Take almost 4 minutes off the clock. And cap it off on a 7-yard touchdown pitch and catch from Ben Cullen to Gannon Clark. Cullen's 3rd touchdown to as many receivers in this game. Here's a squibber off to the far side. That'll go out of bounds. Trojans offense, they've really been consistent, Murph. Trojan defense has been dominant. Special teams has been lacking. And again, we're 8:06 to go in the 3rd. We won't start peeking forward to next week yet, but that'll be one of those games you're going to have to be flawless.
Oh, 100%. Prairie View's dominating. That Parker Schwartz kid, I saw on Sports in Kansas that he gained 6,000 scrimmage yards in his career tonight.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's more than a mile.
It's a good thing he's a senior.
Oh, that's way more than a mile. 6,000 yards. I was thinking feet. It's a few miles, buddy.
Yeah.
A few miles of people chasing you. It'll start at the Burlington 35-yard line. Here with 8:06 to play in the 3rd quarter. Sean Mott's the quarterback, fullback, and a tailback. Looking at the handoff for Hunter Cole, and he will spark forward for a gain of 4.
You don't see that a lot in today's football. Just line up in the I formation and run. We probably would have called that a 33 dive right there.
I'm coaching flag football for first and second graders, and we run straight dive constantly on a flag football team.
Don't blame you.
Just running right at them. Still got to make the play. Still got to make the tackle. You still got to grab the flag, right?
Teach them to block.
Turn, handoff again to Cole. This time picking his way through and showing some strength. Cole's their bigger back, and he'll gain 7 on 2nd down and 6.
These Trojan defense needs to realize this game's not over. Burlington can score at will. They kind of proved that when they scored with not much time left on the clock.
They have showed the propensity to be able to drive the ball a little bit, just haven't finished a lot of drives. Had a couple of turnover on downs. Trojans have had some nice 4th and 1 stops defensively. Wide receiver will split out here to the near side as Winters. An I formation again, the fullback is Logan Turner, tailback Cole. Turn, handoff, Cole again. Trojans are there. It is Caleb Humble all over it. The big fella playing that trap again in that pocket and 1 yard deep, flying back behind. We'll see Humble track him down from behind here on the Challenger Construction instant replay. Watch Humble come, number 70. He'll be on the back side, actually, of this play, and he will sneak through there and track it down. Here he comes. Actually, he was play side tackle and just didn't get blocked very well. And made the play, no gain. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Alex Motz will split out now to the near side, tight end near side as well. They'll quick hit it up the middle to Turner, and Brokaw able to get a hold of him kind of from his knee. Pretty nice play. Pretty nice play there from Brokaw just to kind of keep that from being a much bigger play. But still a 4 yard quick hitter for the Wildcats. On the dive, that was to Logan Turner, another one of those big bodies. Looks like they're trying to bring a little size at the Trojans now here in the second half. And it's so far working fairly good. Wide receiver far side, tight end far side. Alex Motz will be the split out to the near side with Turner and Cole in the backfield on either side of Sean Motz. Turn, handoff. And Blue Cobb come flying in. Penalty flags come in after the play. Some shenanigans perhaps back here behind the play, but boy, if that wipes off that play from Brokaw, he came down and laid a hammer on him. Let's see while they sort out this penalty, what this could be. Watch the play from Brokaw. Just a quick dive there, but in a hurry. And didn't wrap him up, just kind of ran into 55, and now it was end up being a penalty against Burlington, so a little salt in the wound on that one. They call it was a personal foul.
Personal foul, yeah.
So personal foul penalty after the play. Some play will count. And it will mark it off from the line of scrimmage as well. So this is going to be a 3rd down and a long, long way.
It's almost 3rd down in Beto Junction here.
Well, Beto. If that breakfast buffet was open on the way back through, I'd probably think about hitting it.
I could take the long way home if you're buying, BJ.
That's the way I'm headed. I wish I was headed your way, bub. So it's 4th down at about 20. Now for the Wildcats, they've got 5 wide, no back, 3 wide receivers near side, 2 to the far side. Sean Motz by himself. Trojans can pin their ears back a little bit here on 4th down and 20. Well blocked by Burlington. Now Motz flushed. Now Ledstrom comes out of contain. Trojans going to have to bring him down, and finally they do. Wrestled down by Girard. As the Trojans come up there and make the play, Braden Reese, 6'2", 195-pound sophomore, makes the tackle for Girard. You see that scramble and turnover on downs? And the 3rd turnover on downs of the game comes on this stop here. Motz did a pretty good job of keeping that play alive, looking downfield. He's flushed, got out of the reach of Ledstrom, and then here comes Reese along with Jaden Kirkpatrick in on that play as well. A pair of sophomores making their presence known.
Coverage sack, BJ. There was just nowhere for him to throw the football.
So another turnover on downs will give the Trojans very good field position at the Burlington 36-yard line. With 5:19 to play in the third quarter. Look to Benny the wideout to the near side. Huber in at the wing. Turn handoff. This is Poland. And Zeb able to fall forward for a gain of about 3 or 4 on first down. We'll give him 3, brings up second down and 7.
One thing we need to mention too, BJ's $2 short stacks at Eastside tomorrow.
Did we get a sack?
Wasn't that a sack right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't cross the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Another handoff for Poland, and Zeb got to get up inside that hole a little quicker and try to take advantage of what blocking may be available to him. Trojans have made a couple of substitutions there on the second level of the running back core with Poland coming in, but everybody else remains the same. Given maybe even a loss on that play, we'll just say no gain. Third down and 8 for Girard. Trying to keep the pressure on Burlington here in this third quarter. Call it. Send Huber in motion, and there's you get another free 5. The 4th time tonight that man in motion has caused Burlington to jump off sides. That's 20 yards in penalty just on that single play.
Big advantage for the Trojans.
Certainly something that you would have to practice for if I was teams looking at Girard. That would be a teaching point, something we would do, something you would want your scout team to be doing whenever you're running those plays, try to keep them ready and aware of that. But again, as much as you practice it, these are 16, 17-year-old boys, and that memory is pretty short. Huber in motion. Colin looking, trying for his 4th touchdown pass of the game. He drops one in a bucket. Gannon Clark, his 2nd of the game. A 30-yard touchdown pass, and Ben Colin having a career night. And Clark, his 2nd touchdown of the half in as many drives. Look at this blocking up front to let that develop, but Colin puts one in perfect spot. Clark put those hands out there. Oh, there's a football coming right where my hands are at. How handy. And Colin really coming into himself here tonight. Poland kick is up and through. Back-to-back PATs to boot. The Trojans lead it 38-7. 3:40 to play in the third quarter. You're watching Girard Sports Live. The turnover on downs gave the Trojans a short field at the 36-yard line of Burlington, and they were able to go 3 plays, 36 yards, and capped it off on a 30-yard touchdown pass from Ben Colin to Gannon Clark, his 2nd of the game, 2nd reception of the game. Colin's 4th touchdown pass of the game. Well over 100 yards passing through the air for Colin. And the Trojans lead at 38-7. That took 1:40 off the clock. Trojans in the driver's seat here and looking to move to 2-0 on the season in district play. Field at the 15-yard line by Cole. Near side return trying to work it to the middle, and he'll get it up to the 25-yard line, 10-yard return, and that's where the Burlington Wildcats will take over here at their own 25, 26-yard line.
A lot better job of the Trojan special team staying in their lanes and forcing them just to know where to go for the returner.
3:31 to go, third quarter. Burlington has taken better care of the football in this second half. Just haven't been able to get a long, sustained drive that ended in anything except for that one where they had the short field to end the first half. They'll have to go 74 yards on this one if they want to hit pay dirt. I formation again. Cole the deep back. Mott's turn. Handoff Cole near side. Well played by Huber to hold that edge. And that'll end up being about a 4-yard gain, but you see Huber holding there. He was trying to get hooked and kept that outside arm free, made the play.
Keep that outside arm free, BJ. You hear that from the defensive end and outside linebacker position. You just can't stress that part enough.
Yeah, what ended up only being about a 3-yard gain, if he doesn't do that, is a much bigger gain on first down. Up to the 28-yard line, first down, a second down, and about 7 here for the Wildcats. Wide receiver will split out far side. Easton Clark will go out there to track him down. Winters, turn, option. Oh, well played there by Cole, able to get his hand back there. That pitch was a little bit behind and pressure was coming from the Trojans, and so Mott had to just flip it out there, and Cole lucky to hold on to that one. This is a chance to see it here. See that ball, and there comes the pressure. Had to just kind of get it out of there, trying to, again, that's Huber on the other side being a factor in that play, I believe. Wide receiver near side. Mott's third down and 4. Ball's back in the backfield, and a big busted play there for Burlington all the way back to near the 20-yard line, and a 4th down, and we may be seeing our first punt of the game. How in the world? They're down 38-7. This is the first punt of the game for Burlington.
Yeah, bad snap. Terrible snap right there over the quarterback's head, going to cause maybe the white flag to come in early.
And so that will bring on the kicker / punter, Tate Souter, to punt one from inside his 10. Yeah, I think move up just a little bit there for Bowen. Good snap. Souter will get one away. Not a real long kick. Bowen catch that one and well played. There's Cole. Tell you what, nobody's going to be able to tell Hunter Cole he didn't do all he could tonight. He's tried to do it on his with his legs in the backfield, and now a very nice special teams play on a heck of an athlete in the open field, Corbin Bowen, and he'll stay just across at the 49-yard line. That's the first punt of the game for either team.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder why you even pack a punter on the bus, BJ.
So Girard will take over at their own 49. Here with 1:15 to play in the third quarter. Onto the game is Adam Basari as a wing on the far side. Huber will get it on the toss sweep far side. Huber trying to find a lane. He does. Across 45. Still on his feet at the 35. 30. Back near side at the 25. 10. 5. Touchdown. Gavin Huber on a 51-yard touchdown run for the Trojans and another big hitter. And here's Huber picking his way through. A little stutter step there on the far side and then breaks a couple of tackles and then speed gets it done for Gavin Huber. Sure am glad his dad brought us the Challenger Construction instant replay too. Huh? Isn't that fun when a plan works out like that? One play, 51 yards. Point after, and Poland back on track from the PAT world. 45-7 Trojans lead it. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Girard High School Football on Girard Sports Live.
How is it so fast?
With Crawken's multi-gig internet, you can experience monstrous speeds for every device in your home or business at the same time for a low, no-nonsense.
in there. 1:03 to play in the third quarter. Trojans full control. A 51-yard run by Gavin Hubert. Took 12 seconds. So now we know Gavin can run 51 yards in 12 seconds with people chasing him. Hit the return man. Ball gobbled up. The Trojans fall on top of it. How about Caden Gregory? Right place, right time for the sophomore. And we can see that one. It just was kicked off and just not very well fielded, and then just went right back towards the Trojans, almost like they tried to kick it back to them. Good job, Murph. Fielded up on that one, and just Gregory, right place, right time, fielded like a shortstop. And kickoff goes bad. And the Trojans are right back with it. First down and 10 from the Burlington 35. 1 minute to play, third quarter. Call it. Turn, handoff, Love. Not much there, maybe a yard on the carry from Junior Love. We'll bring up a second down and 9. That one's a funky play. And Murph wanted to give some love to Sarah Goebel as our normal camera operator, finding out how difficult it really is to run camera. He kind of forgot about it since you've been exclusively talent for so long.
Sarah does a great job. I hope everybody's got to see most of the plays that
you've done pretty good, bud. Has he done okay, Dom? Well, doctor pay for every missed play, so he should make about a nickel tonight. Colin, turn, handoff, Love, big open field. For one guy, he's still on his feet at the 25, and then slides down just across, I believe, what would be a first down marker. And get a chance to see here on the replay, Love taking some aerial moves to keep that one alive and move the chains and run some clock off here to end this third quarter. Runs through one arm tackle and then just over the top of that outstretched arms of the defender. And then Love, actually, that would be short of a first down if it's the same as a quarterback. You mark it down where it starts. Now they're marking something off. I didn't see a play. It's right over here. I never saw an indication. Here he comes. Holding. Didn't matter. Holding penalty against the Trojans. So that backs that one up after the run by Love. So we'll bring up second down and 10.
I'm just assuming here, BJ, that hold happened right in front of Love, and that's why he decided just to slide.
I don't know what the slide was. But that did allow the clock to keep running regardless and head us to the fourth quarter. Trojans in control, looking to go to 2-0 on the season in district play. One more quarter to play. When we come back in 1 minute, you're watching Girard High School football on Girard Sports Live.
Since 1918, GN Bank has been the heart of our community. Big enough to meet all your banking needs, but small enough to offer that personal touch you deserve. From agricultural loans to home mortgages, GN Bank has the expertise, products, and service to help you thrive. With a pledge to treat others ethically, be adaptable, focus on customers, and invest in the communities they serve, GN Bank is committed to your success. The best place to bank and borrow, GN Bank, where community banking truly comes first. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community, where friends are found down every street. That's where you'll find us, taking time to get to know you, calling you by name, generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Call Judd, Lori, Ginny, or Amber in Girard today.
Hey, while we got a second, we want to tell you the Southeast Kansas Player Health Alliance and Live Well Crawford County are reminding you to know your limits when gambling and know when the game is playing you. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-426-2537 for free assistance. Thanks to the Kansas Player Health Alliance and Live Well Crawford County. Here come the Trojans on a second down and 10 after the penalty and the end of the quarter. They'll get a dive off the far side for Love, and he'll fall forward for a gain of about 2.5, maybe call it 3 to be nice.
Always got to round up, BJ.
Yep. Probably 2-down territory here for the Trojans, just to keep that clock running. Colin. Huber shows like he's going in motion. So that may have been Basari. Turn, handoff up the middle, Love falling forward, wrestling forward. A good, nice, quick hitter. Gets across the 30, up inside the 30, up to the 27-yard line. And so it'll bring up a 4th down and about 3. We'll call it just outside of the 27. And a 4th down and short 3.
And that's going to take another 40 seconds off the clock as well.
So 4th down and 3 here for the Trojans, trying to melt this fourth quarter clock away with a significant lead here over the Burlington Wildcats. Clark, the wide out to the near side, guy with 2 touchdown receptions tonight. Handoff, and that is well played by Burlington. Gobbled up. And the first turnover on downs by the Trojans. We'll give it back to Burlington here at the 10:29 mark.
There were 8 Burlington Wildcats in on that tackle right there, BJ. 8.
Sure what's the fourth quarter running clock?
Evidently more than 45-7.
It's a good take. So Girard will start inside their own 30 at the 27-yard line. My formation. Mott staying in at quarterback. He'll turn, handoff. Cole. He's been their best option here in this second half, and he'll have one of their best runs of the second half. Let me get a look at it here on the nice run by Cole. I think that is actually, it might be their first double-digit yardage run of the night. So the Trojan defense has really been pretty dominant. End up picking up 12 on the play for Cole. Now a stoppage in play. Trojan's going to take a timeout. We'll keep it right here. It's been good work with you tonight. Glad to get in here. Our boy Daryl McLeod, normal guy, had homecoming coronation tonight for Pittsburgh State. And according to the reports we're getting, he finished first runner-up. So Daryl McLeod, he's also, in case people don't know, the student body vice president at Pittsburgh State. So Trojans have turned out some good ones, and he's one of the best. And I'm excited to be able to fill in for him tonight. Hope I did okay.
I think you're doing fine. I
think I got a future in this, maybe.
Well, you
certainly have a past in it.
Right? You're really good at hiring good people to work beside you.
Well, by golly, the guy can do that. It's halfway there. Back in action here after the timeout by the Trojans. First down and 10, just shy of the 40-yard line for Burlington. Another one for Cole. Better gobble up 22. He's wanting to do something. I said it a moment ago. It's not for a lack of effort from Cole, and that's going to be a big one for him. 45 yards on the run for Cole. And they are going to quickly get to the line of scrimmage. Try to take advantage of this one. Chain Gang late to the party as well. They'll get another one, dive up to it. Cole said, just give me the ball. Give me the ball. And he'll rumble forward again. That's another gain of more than 10 as he's up to the 5-yard line. Trojans, they're kind of running still with their number one defense, too. So it's not like there's been substitutions made, but 22 has runs of 12, 45, and 12 on this drive. 60-plus yards already for Cole, and he's going to keep it on the ground once again. Trojan defense stiffens finally, and it'll be no gain on the play for Hunter Cole.
That time Trojan defense ran a run blitz in there to slow that quick hitter down and chose the right gap and got him stopped.
You know, Burlington's made some mistakes, certainly, but it doesn't look like it on the scoreboard, but they're not they're not a bad football team. They look a little young and not real refined, but they've got some parts there that if they can mature, they'll be okay here in the future. And another big play, Trojans all over that one. I think Junior Love eventually on film is going to look pretty good on that one. Ledstrom right there coming down Broadway as well. But let's see if we can see Junior Love coming down from that backside DN spot. He'll be just kind of crushed that line down, shoved everything towards the hole, and just wasn't anything there. Ledstrom snuck up as well, but yeah, I love see him come in there late and spin over at 72. He put 72 just in the play. And another no gainer for Cole. So after 66 yards and 3 carries, 0-0 in the last 2. It'll be 3rd down and goal from the 5. And a penalty flag going to come in. That's my favorite. Official doesn't throw the flag. He just pulls it out. Saves you. Everything that saves you one bend over in life, that's where I'm at.
One bend over. I'm going to use that one.
Yep. It'll be, I believe, against Girard. So they encroach, and it's at the 2, so it'll go to the 1. Or no, they just already marked that off, so it went down to the 2. So 3rd down and goal now from the 2. Too many penalties for either team in this one, frankly. 10 seconds on the play clock. Motts will settle up under center. 3 men in the backfield. The D-back is Cole. I bet you he gets it. Turn, handoff to Cole. He's got it and the touchdown for Hunter Cole. Man, he earned that one, every bit of it. Credit to him, Hunter Cole on a 2-yard touchdown plunge. Save you from the light show here on the Challenger Construction Instant Replay. Well, that opened up pretty big on that far side, and they just collapsed down, and Cole able to get inside. What you want to do there if you're Ashbacher, but there was just no help to the inside for him. And a 6-play drive.
And BJ, I don't understand why there is no play clock on an extra point, evidently.
Doesn't appear to be.
They're going to go for it here.
45-13 for the time being. Mott's under center. Cole, yep, they gobbled him up. They knew that was coming. Behind the play, intercepted. Why'd they blow that dead? Can you not return it to? We're learning all kinds of stuff tonight. Nerf on special teams, I think. I thought you could return a point after. I guess not. Well, the Trojans give up another one here in this one. Late first half and now here in this fourth quarter, but still certainly in control and can take some time off the clock. Need a long, sustained drive here in just a little bit. We'll take a 30. We'll be back right after this on Girard Sports Live.
Here at Pittsburgh Interiors, we are proud to be family-owned and operated, serving our community with quality style and service since 1999. Step into our showroom and explore furniture, flooring, window treatments, mattresses, and more. Whether you're designing a dream home, office, or simply just adding that finishing touch, our expert team is here to help. Discover why families and businesses have trusted us for over 25 years. Pittsburgh Interiors, where style meets comfort and family comes first.
45-13, 7:53 to play in the ball game. Trojans in front. Girard jumped out to a 24-0 lead in the first half before giving up a late first half touchdown. So late, it had 1 second left on the clock when it happened. And then came back out in the second half and really had a nice start to the second half, which is what you wanted. Now we're going to try another onside kick. They had one nearly executed to start the second half. And now they'll run another one here for Souter. And that one much better and well executed by the Trojans. Sliding in there to jump on that one for Girard was Boston Malikas, the 5'10", 171-pound freshman. Just what you want there. I was on a onside kick as a freshman. Catch that one. Cullen is limping around with his left leg for some reason. And see if anybody saw that. Now going to make some substitutions. But why is Cullen out there? if he's limping around with his left leg. Trojans will start here at the 47-yard line. 7:37 to play in the ball game. Two wide receivers near side, two wings as well. Pulling the fullback. They'll hand it to him.
He looks hurt, BJ.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what's going on here. We got a backup quarterback. Perhaps not. No gain on the play on the carry by Poland. Ben Colin with 4 touchdown passes in this game tonight. Toss sweep near side. Huber's going to have to make a man miss. He can't do it. Well played by Burlington. That's a big loss on the play. Loss of 4. In fact, on the carry by Huber. Burlington, man, they've stayed in it the entire game, especially that bass player. He's into it, or she's into it. Whoever's pounding on that drum, 15 feet below us. Colin going to throw it here on 3rd down and long. Has Ogdebeni. Ogdebeni's 3rd catch of the game, nearly up to a first down marker. He's going to be just short. And the clock will continue to wind beyond the 50-yard line, and Ogdebeni just going to come up a little bit short here on this play. Colin limping around. They flip it out there. Got around the one guy at the 50 and fell forward. It'll bring up a 4th down and 3 here for the Trojans. Being a about 10-yard completion. They start that motion. The Wildcats have learned their lesson. 5:28 mark of the 4th quarter, figured it out on that play. And Coach Philpott trying to draw them off sides and ends up running the clock down, taking a delay of game. You know, you get a first down there, you can pretty much call the chickens home. And, of course, you got a one-legged quarterback making his way to the sideline right now and probably didn't feel real good about your chances making that 4th down, but the Trojans will come on. Plus, you've got a nice weapon in Zeb Poland. And now Burlington takes a timeout as well. We'll keep it right here. Again, don't forget, next Friday night, we're on the air with the Trojans and the Prairie View Buffaloes. Pregame coverage at 6:15, kickoff around at 7 o'clock. Homecoming festivities, coronation. That'll happen before the game. Why don't we do coronation before the game? And then at halftime, Hall of Fame induction. And then Saturday, a full slate of events with the parade kicking things off, and then all the activities around the square in downtown Girard. Of course, tomorrow, PSU homecoming fun, parade downtown Pittsburgh. If you're not able to make it to that parade, you've got somebody in it. That's where Dom will be in about 12 hours or so, is overlooking Broadway, broadcasting the homecoming parade for the Morning Sun. You can go check that out at their YouTube channel. And then the Gorillas and the Ichabods tomorrow from Carney Smith Stadium. Zeb Poland to punt it away for the first time tonight. He'll stand with his heels at his own 35-yard line. Good snap. He thought about faking it. Now, he will kick that. How in the world did he kick that? It's going to be returnable. Luckily, Huber's on it, and that is going to be a net negative 4-yard punt by the time the yeah, let's see it.
Well,
I want to look at it.
I don't think you want to look at it. Just saying.
We got it. Let's use it. See how this kind of fell apart on us. They were thinking about a fake punt there. Poland, I can't believe he kicked that. That's what I wanted to see. He was getting dragged down while he kicked the ball and able to get it to go forward, which was a miracle. But a punt, and it technically will be considered a punt with a 4-yard return.
So I guess that could almost be roughing the kicker, right?
You know, I didn't even think about that, but I've seen that happen before. What is that dude doing? He kind of ran up the line of scrimmage and wasn't able to get much going, kind of standing straight up and down was Cole. And another timeout taken by Burlington. We will take it along with them. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan football.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com, preserving traditions for those who follow.
4:10 to play in this ball game. Burlington trying to make a show of it here in this second half. It certainly have. Trojans second half have struggled a little bit at times, but while they are certainly still in control fully of this one, Burlington has started to show a little something here. Deep back is Logan Turner. They'll fake it that way and hand it right up the middle. Again, quick one for Cole. That's going to bring up a fourth down and short, so not able to get that one. The down marker is in front of they did move it. Okay.
Give it to him.
World? Okay. Yes. Able to move the chains, first down. Just across the 35, now up to the 33-yard line. Lots will be under center. Blitz coming from the Trojans. They ran into it in a good way, and Cole dragging defenders. Love able to make the play along with Bowen, but not before there was a 7-yard gain on the play on the run by Cole. He's had a really good second half as Cole, and kind of makes you wonder, where was he in the first half? They'll go right back to him. Heavy dose of that. This time the Trojans slow it down. He does seem to kind of go in fits and starts. Sometimes it looks like really good, and then something a little more tentative coming to the line of scrimmage. One of the senior leaders on this team, 6'1", 190, and has really put his team on his back here in the second half. No gain on that play. It'll bring up third down and 3. Again, well played. Dive up the middle for Turner, and Love along with Humble right at the point of attack. We'll get to see who actually made that play here on the replay. So come right here on the near side. Humble that tackle to this near side. Love the DN. So the right side did their work. Humble closed the gap. Love was the guy right there on the spot. Fourth down. Motts under center. Turn, handoff. Quick hitter. Might have the first down. It's going to be close. Watching that far side official. Now the near side official. It's going to be short, I think. Love a first down. If it's short of the 30, or the 24, it would be fourth down, but then they give it to them.
No, I think a turnover on down. I think Girard's running their offense on.
Okay, yeah, they did end up. Another turnover on downs. I've lost track, to be honest with you. I think that's 5 tonight.
And Cullen's back out there limping.
Not moving around quite as bad as he was a moment ago.
Victory formation.
But you can certainly do it now to run the victory formations. Trojans able to stem the tide that was the onslaught of Burlington here in this the second half. And they showed some sparks, did the Wildcats, but the Trojans just too much tonight and really took control from the word go of this game. And so they will take a close look into the beef up front. I remember, but boy, a handful of times ever running that play in a game. We were always right there towards the end. But the Trojans will take one final kneel down, and we will talk about it next. There's going to be $2 short stacks at Eastside Cafe tomorrow. And that's all because of our good friends at Eastside Cafe and our post-game show sponsor. The short stack sack is back at $2 short stacks. The Saturday after the Trojans get a sack this fall, dine in only, restrictions apply. Experience the best breakfast in town. So let's just expand that in Southeast Kansas, 6 days a week at 120 South Ozark. You know where Eastside's at in Girard. Eastside Cafe, a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. And so the Eastside Cafe, you see the handshakes. Trojans 2-0 in district play, 4-2 on the year, and a good win here on the road at Burlington. Homecoming next week to talk about that. We'll recap this game and more as we kick off the Eastside Cafe postgame show on your home for Girard High School Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
Today we're going to do an experiment to see just how fast Crawcan's multi-gig internet is. In your email, you'll find 2 links. When I say go, click on the first link to download the 500 gigabyte test file. Go! Okay, now when I say go, click on the second link in your email to upload the file. Go! I guess it really does eclipse all other internet.
Release the Crawcan. Monstrous multi-gig speeds for a low, no-nonsense.
Every day, people are discovering that bigger isn't better, better is better. Big box stores continue to disappoint. You have spoken, and we have been listening. You want a great selection with dependable service at a competitive price. We understand, and that's what we bring to you every day. We know that we have to work hard to earn your business, and we will. Bigger isn't better, better is better at Heidrick's, Fort Scott, and Girard.
Tries to make something out of nothing. The Trojans all over him. It's going to be a big loss.
The Trojan sack means $2 short stacks at Eastside Cafe. Kick off your day with a hearty breakfast or take that midday break at Eastside Cafe. And this fall, when the Trojans get a sack, you get $2 short stacks the following day. Dine in only. Restrictions apply. Eastside Cafe, a favorite of the 4 states winner. Go Trojans from Eastside Cafe.
Farmers Bank is a proud supporter of Girard schools. For generations, Farmers Bank has worked with local leaders, businesses, and residents to help shape the future of Southeast Kansas. Farmers Bank is proud to have helped with the growth and development of the communities we serve. As partners in business and friends in life, Farmers Bank is looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank, with locations in Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul, and Girard. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Farmers Bank is a proud supporter of Girard schools. For generations, Farmers Bank has worked with local leaders, businesses, and residents to help shape the future of Southeast Kansas. Farmers Bank is proud to have helped with the growth and development of the communities we serve. As partners in business and friends in life, Farmers Bank is looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank, with locations in Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul, and Girard. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Get a look in there at the Trojan huddle as they wrap up another good one here tonight, moving to 4-2 on the year. They're 2-0 in district play, and that will mean that there is probably, I would say, a de facto district championship game next week in Girard with Prairie View coming to town, and they will be the favorite in that one. The Trojans will be at home and try to use some of that homecoming mojo to benefit you and not hurt you, because I've seen it kind of do both things for teams every year in and year out. It just never know. But the Trojans do get it done here tonight as they win this one 45 13. Let's take a look at this one as we recap it. The Wildcats would win the toss. They would take the football to start the game, and they would have probably their best drive of the game. It wouldn't be one because they didn't score on it, and they would have the first of what would end up being, I think, 5 turnover on downs in the game. Trojans would take it at the 33-yard line, their own 33-yard line. They go 7 plays, 67 yards, and cap it off on a 2-yard Ben Colin touchdown. 3:12 to play in the first quarter. Trojans lead at 6-0 after missing the point after. Burlington take over at their own 28-yard line at the 2:01 mark. 2 plays later, fumble recovered by Blake Brokaw, but the Trojans would get it back with good field position at the Burlington 32 with 1:10 to go in the first quarter. 2 plays later, with a couple of penalties in between, a 31-yard strike to Ogdebeni would give the Trojans their second touchdown of the game and what would be the first of 4 passing touchdowns in the game for Ben Colin. And with 1 second to play in the first quarter, it was 12-0. Burlington turnover on downs on the next drive. Trojans go 3 plays this time after taking advantage of the short field at the 10:37 mark of the first half. And this time a 28-yard strike from Colin to Corbin Bowen. And the Trojans led at 18-0. Burlington started their own 17-yard line. 2 plays later, an interception by Aiden Ashbacher. Trojans would take advantage of that one. 8 plays later, after a 2-yard touchdown run by Ben Colin, makes it 24-0 right before half. But Burlington get a really good kickoff return to start that next drive. They would get it inside Trojan territory, inside the 30 to start that drive after about a 45-yard return, and would punch their first touchdown in with 5 seconds to play in the half on a 9-yard run by Hunter Cole, who would end up being their player of the game for this one for sure, but probably offensively and defensively. 24-7 was the score. Trojans took a kneel down, went to halftime. In the second half, Girard would take the ball to start the second half at their own 43-yard line. 6 plays, 67 yards, capped off on a 7-yard touchdown pitch and catch from Colin to Gannon Clark on what would be his first of 2 in the second half. Burlington turnover on downs on the ensuing drive. Trojans take over again, good field position at the 36, and then connect 3 plays later again to Clark, this time from 30 yards out, and it would be 38-7 at that point. Trojans first punt of the game, and then 1 play later, a 53-yard touchdown run by Gavin Huber would put the Trojans up by what would end up being a 45-7. Burlington not going to go away, though. If they would come back and they would actually kick it off. Trojans would kick it off to Burlington. They would fumble it back to Girard, but the first turnover that the Trojans weren't able to take advantage over, eventually turn it over on downs, and 45-7 at that point. Burlington gets it back, and they would tack on 1 more. This would be a 2-yard run by Cole, and then a punt and a turnover on downs by Burlington. Trojans would take a knee on it and go to victory formation, win at 45-13. Again, they moved to 4-2 on the year, and Burlington would fall to 1-5, 0-2 in district play. Trojans are 2-0 and starting to work their way into a position to get into that 3A playoff and maybe have a chance to host a game. We'll see. That will all depend on how they perform next week. We'll talk more about that, turn our attention to next week, and wrap up here on the East Side Cafe postgame show in 2 minutes. You're watching Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, studying animal science or learning about farm and ranch management. Maybe you belong here as part of Helms Hoops on the hardwood. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
You've heard go big or go home. At Big Iron Auctions, you can go big from home. With thousands of pieces of equipment, active auctions, bidding at your convenience, and an easy-to-use site, BigIronAuctions.com can help you grow big. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 to see how Big Iron Auctions can help grow your operation. Bid now, list now at BigIronAuctions.com.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust. Federally insured, locally awesome. Member FDIC.
Welcome to Homestead of Girard, assisted and independent living right here in our hometown. At Homestead, seniors enjoy compassionate care in a community designed for comfort. Licensed professionals provide support with daily activities, dressing, bathing, and medication management. Residents enjoy home-cooked meals and the comfort of their own private apartment. Call 620-724-6760 to schedule your tour today. Homestead of Girard, senior living with compassion, comfort, and community.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the Four-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
Since 1918, GN Bank has been the heart of our community. Big enough to meet all your banking needs, but small enough to offer that personal touch you deserve. From agricultural loans to home mortgages, GN Bank has the expertise, products, and service to help you thrive. With a pledge to treat others ethically, be adaptable, focus on customers, and invest in the communities they serve, GN Bank is committed to your success. The best place to bank and borrow, GN Bank, where community banking truly comes first. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
The 8 center by now. Back out here on the Eastside Cafe post-game show, BJ Harris, Jess Murphy, and Dominic Santiago. And now we'll be joined by the head football coach of the Girard Trojans, Neil Philpott. Coach, got to feel good to come up here and get another win in district play, 2-0 in district play, 4-2. You've strung together back-to-back wins. As you kind of break this one down, what are some of those things you're doing? You did last week against Iola. You did this week against Burlington to put 90 points on the board back-to-back weeks, basically.
I'd say the biggest thing is take care of the ball. I mean, we've limited turnovers in both games, and we had talked about that a couple weeks ago, kind of holding us back, and we can't score it if we don't have it. So that's been better. I think some of the things we've been doing, our kids are starting to figure it out a little bit, the nuances of some of the stuff that we do. So threw the ball well tonight, took some shots and converted on them. Ben, I thought, had a nice game. I thought all of our kids played really hard, which is good. You need to be doing that at this time of year because actually it was a pretty smooth game up until the fourth quarter when we thought we started pulling some subs because we thought we'd get to the fourth quarter and get the clock rolling, and that didn't happen.
Made you play it out.
Didn't happen just like we thought. So that operation was a little bit hectic. You don't like to take people out and put them back in thinking they're done. So but
let's go back to Colin, though, man. Look at some of those passes, especially that one to Gannon Clark was just put right on the money. Just talk about his maturation. And, he kind of got thrown in there a little bit last year and then had to come in. He's the man. He's going to be the starting quarterback this year. And 6 weeks in, probably starting to feel like you're seeing that maturation.
Yeah, he's doing, like I said, he's doing some nice things. I think he's starting to grasp the bigger picture of some stuff. Yeah. What he needs to be looking for. He's asked some really good questions tonight, too. And, he wants to be good at it. He's working hard at it, and it's just some of those things that you get reps, and sometimes he gets a little riled, sometimes you got to calm him down, and when he knows where it's going, he's pretty comfortable with it. I think in the option game tonight he was a little hesitant, and I don't know why. I mean, he hadn't been like that last week. He was nice and downhill and getting after it, and just a little hesitant tonight. So
Does that help you, mate? Perhaps. I don't know. I'm just trying to speculate here a little bit where you're able to run a little bit last week and then now this week, over the top. If I'm Prairie View coming in and preparing for you guys a little bit, I may now have to think a little bit about those guys on the back end. I'm going to have to think about that passing game a little bit, and perhaps that'll open up some of those running lanes.
Yeah, it might. I mean, it's a nice compliment. You can complete each other, or
compliment.
Compliment. There's a word. It's late.
I give lots of them. I never get any.
Compliment each other a little bit, and it will. People are gonna have to prepare for both, but obviously our run game sets up our pass game a little bit. But it's nice to be able to throw the ball when you want to and not have to, and that's a lot of times on first down you can get some decent yards and feel good ahead of the sticks. And like I said, I think all of our kids are starting to kind of put pieces together of how we call plays and what goes where, and they're starting to figure that out a little bit and be more comfortable with it. So they're playing a little faster, and that relates to more success.
Yeah, we talked about in our pregame about how at this point in the year, 6 games in, you've made the adjustments you feel like you really can make, and you kind of this is who you are, and you've got to start to step into who you are, and you got to feel pretty good, I guess, right now. Back-to-back weeks, the opponents, have been what they are, but you still got to execute, and it should feel pretty good here.
I mean, you got to take care of yourself. We always talk about that. Don't worry about comparing scores or anything like that. Worry about us getting better this week in practice, and what do we do to give ourselves a chance to be 1-0. And you can't compare scores. You don't know if kids were hurt. You don't know if somebody was out. You don't know this, that, whatever. So we know what we can control in our locker room. Let's take care of that, and let's make sure we're getting better each day and giving ourselves a chance to be 1-0 on Friday night. And I think our kids have bought into that a little bit, and they're seeing it. And like I said, the adjustments have been made. The things are in. Hey, let's fine tune these things and polish them up. And then it's kind of what's happening a little bit, I think. So hopefully continue to do that. You can always get better. We always tell our guys, hey, we're looking for perfection. We're never going to find it, but we're striving to get there. So keep on it, and how can we get closer to that?
I'm going to make you turn your attention a little bit to next week, although I'm sure you'll be watching film quite a bit. But they've got a really good running back, and anytime you've got a team coming in that's kind of got that feature player that you've got to stop them first, how does that change game preparation a little bit, if at all? And what do you expect out of that game next week on homecoming?
Well, I've actually seen some film of these guys because they've played all the teams that we've been playing. Right. So, yeah, they got a really nice running back. They got a really nice fullback. It's wild to see where they line them up at times. Their fullback will play left tackle, and he'll be eligible receiver, and then he'll be in the fullback or he'll be the wingback. And so we play with 17. He'll be in the fullback. He'll be in the slot. He'll be somewhere else. And they're good players. They've got a bunch of good players. They're a physical team. We're gonna have to tackle well. We're gonna tackle hips and not high because we'll get run over. But they do some nice stuff on offense, and they're good on defense too. So I mean, they've got their O-line is physical. They fire off the ball. We're just gonna have to match that and take care of the rock. I think if we can hold on to the ball, we'll be all right to move the ball, and that keeps the ball out of their hands.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations. Good win here tonight on the road, that long road trip, and good look next week against Prairie View.
All right, thank you.
Head coach of the Girard Trojans, Neil Philpott, joining us here on the Eastside Cafe postgame show. We'll take one final 30-second timeout, come back, get Murph's final thoughts, and get out of Burlington here tonight. The Trojans win at 45-13 on Girard Sports Live.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust. Federally insured, locally awesome. Member FDIC.
Prairie Mission Retirement Village. People caring about people in the loving spirit of Christ. Spacious apartments made to feel like home, and a loving, caring, experienced staff. That's the Prairie Mission difference. A continuing retirement community promoting person-centered care with an on-site clinic from the Vet Health and offering independent living apartments, assisted living, and long-term care, all with the respect and care our loved ones deserve. Prairie Mission Retirement Village, St. Paul, 620-449-2400.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com, preserving traditions for those who follow.
Back at here one final time on the Eastside Cafe post-game show. BJ Harris, Jess Murphy, Dominic Santiago. Thanks, guys, for coming up here and helping us cover tonight's action. Trojans win at 45-13 over the Burlington Wildcats. Trojans move to 4-2 on the year, 2-0 in district play, and then heading towards that big matchup next week with Prairie View, Jess. But all in all, we talked about it, and I asked Coach about it just a moment ago. We talked about our pregame show. You know who you are at this point, and then you got to execute. And it looked like at times they were still maybe in that find-out part, but when they did execute the way they know how they can, tough to stop for Burlington at times, and so you got to be hopeful for the Trojans going into next week.
Yeah, I thought the Trojans did a good job, and we talk about coach talked about the play calling, the way he calls plays, and I'll relate it back to a baseball type of deal. Sometimes you're calling pitches for a batter that's 2 batters away. You're showing things here, you're showing things there, and I think that's what Phil Pault was trying to do here with his game plan against Burlington, was maybe air it out a little bit more and do some things and work on some things. And offensively, they did well. Defensively, they stubbed their toe a time or two, but not too bad. And Burlington scored a couple touchdowns and maybe a little bit of mop-up duty. But overall, Crimson Gold Glasses say these Girard Trojans they're a pretty good football team this time of the year.
Yeah, certainly playing pretty well, and they're going to have to really have it going again next week against the Prairie View Buffaloes. As the Trojans wrap this one up, our player of the game brought to you by Evans Motors. Get the keys to your next ride with a stop at Evans Motors. Nate and Eddie have decades of experience getting folks into the right car, truck, van, or SUV that is right for your family. Stop by and see them at the intersection of Highways 69 and 400, just south of Pittsburgh. See their full selection online at evansmotors.net. And big calling. 4 touchdowns through the air. He had 2 touchdowns on the ground. That's a pretty good night.
Yeah.
He may have just been limping out of soreness by the time he was done here tonight. And then I did miss it. Coach's post-game show interviews brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust, serving the area for over 30 years. Stop in soon. Pick up your very own Girard Trojan Insta-Issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust, a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Learn more online at mybankcmb.com. On the air next week at 6:15. Kickoff at 7 o'clock as the Trojans head back to the friendly confines of Frank Jameson Field. We'll have that for you on Girard Sports Live. Don't forget to catch up on all the action across Eastern Kansas at varsitysportslive.com and our network of 9 schools across Eastern Kansas. And appreciate all the guys who were out in the field here tonight. We sent about 22 guys and gals out into the field and try to cover as high school sports as good as possible. We hope we did a good job here tonight for the Trojans. For Dominic Santiago and Jess Murphy, I'm BJ Harris saying good night from Coffee County, from Wildcat Stadium in Burlington. You've been watching Girard High School football on Girard Sports Live.
Thanks for watching. From the gridiron to the hardcourt, the pitch to the mat, don't miss any of the action. We're there with live, local sports coverage at Varsity.